Chapter 101. In the picture, there is a man in a suit. He faces the camera with a smug look on his face. I am not bragging. When I fought with Jiang Chen, wow, that was a great scene. That's incredible. You've never seen it in your life. At this moment, a host was sitting opposite the man. Mr. Li, you have said many times that the end of your fight with Lord Jiang Chen was that you were killed in 1 second with just one finger, right? Li Xinyuan snorted, with a proud look on his face. That's right, Jiang Chen defeated me in 1 second with just one finger. Isn't that awesome? The host nodded slightly, with a bit of envy on his face. It's really amazing. May I ask what were you thinking when Lord Jiang Chen attacked you with his fingers? Li Xinyuan stood up suddenly and looked at the camera with a serious face. I was thinking at that time. I will never wash this place that was attacked again in my life. This is my honor. Clap, clap. There was warm applause from the audience. Then the camera zoomed out and the host looked envious. It is truly an honor to be able to fight against Lord Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen teleported home and saw the scene on TV, his head twitched. Are all the TV stations on Blue Star so abstract now? This Li Xinyuan was the #1 in the training camp. I was asked by the Lord of Rushan to teach him a lesson myself. Unexpectedly, he became a celebrity with this. Didn't he practice martial arts anymore? Isn't he quite talented? By the way, this guy was still saying that he would surpass me in the future. How did he become like this? Jiang Chen didn't know that when Li Xinyuan was defeated, he was full of fighting spirit and only wanted to practice and become stronger, and then defeat Jiang Chen. Take back everything that belongs to him. But as time went by, he found that no matter how hard he practiced, the gap between him and Jiang Chen was only getting bigger and bigger. Until the end, he didn't even have the qualifications to look at Jiang Chen's back from afar. At that moment, Li Xinyuan gave up chasing Jiang Chen. Later, by chance, someone from a TV station found him and made a documentary about him. How strong is the person who can withstand Jiang Chen's finger without dying? Since then, Li Xinyuan has become a superstar in the online world. Seeing Jiang Chen appear, Xiaoyu hurriedly turned off the TV. Master Jiang Chen, you are back? Haha, this TV program is really outrageous. I don't usually like to watch it, and I don't know who tuned the TV to this program. Jiang Chen. Thank you for your hard work, Sister Yu. It's not easy for you to stay in the house alone and clean the house every day for the past year. I have a few spirit stones here. You can use them. Maybe they can help you break through. I also have some dragon blood and ability enhancing potions. They are all things from the universe. You can use them. Xiaoyu subconsciously wanted to refuse. After all, she helped with the cleaning because she wanted the house to be clean when Jiang Chen and Jiang Yunyi came back. Never thought about getting paid. But seeing Jiang Chen's determined look, Xiaoyu still accepted it. Thank you, Master Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen smiled and said, let's not talk about politeness. This is Tian Tian. Please trouble Sister Yu to take care of him for a few days. I will probably take Tian Tian away in a few days or a few years. After saying that, Jiang Chen turned sideways, revealing Tian Tian behind him. Hey! Xiaoyu's pupil suddenly shrank when she saw Tian Tian. Foreigners. Not our human race? This. As we all know, the human race and other ethnic groups have a hostile relationship. Are you going to take care of a foreigner by yourself? Jiang Chen explained, this is our human race's ally, the Dragon Clan, and they will not harm the human race. Sister Yu, don't worry. Xiaoyu breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out they were allies, then everything would be fine. I was just complaining in my heart, this green elf is actually a dragon? It's outrageous. Tian Tian closed his eyes and sensed it for a while, then looked at Xiaoyu. You are a good person, I am willing to live with you. Xiaoyu was amused. This green elf has this ability? Jiang Chen threw a button to Xiaoyu. The dragon race has many special abilities, Sister Yu, you can study them slowly in the future. Then, this is a call button. If you encounter any accidents, just press the button and I will come right away. Every day is important, don't let any accidents happen. Xiaoyu held the button. Okay, Master Jiang Chen, leave everything to me. After explaining everything, Jiang Chen moved once again in an instant and left Blue Star. In Jiang Chen's house, Xiaoyu smiled and said, Little elf, come and tell me what special abilities you have. In the universe, Jiang Chen returned to Area 9534 and investigated the location of the Fire Cloud Army. Jiang Chen directly controlled the spacecraft and flew over. After a while, Jiang Chen arrived at the planet where the Huoyun Army was located. This entire planet belongs to the Huoyun Army. Even its name has been changed to Huoyun Star. The weakest soldiers in the Huoyun Army are all at the first level of martial honor. Of course, except for Eli who got in through the back door. Even if there are a few martial emperor soldiers, they are either extremely talented or have great backgrounds, and they are not simple anyway. Then, from soldiers up, there are squad leaders, who are usually below the 4th rank, including the 4th rank martial saints. The next level up is the captain, and anyone who is a martial saint of level 4 or above can take this position. Above them, there are generals. The Fire Cloud Corps has 4 generals in total, and each one of them is a 9th level martial saint. They were the right-hand men of the Fire Cloud Martial Emperor. Above the 4 great generals is the Commander-in-Chief. The original Commander-in-Chief was Emperor Huoyun Wu. Now, the Huoyun Army has no Commander-in-Chief. Jiang Chen piloted the spacecraft and rushed into the planet's atmosphere. According to the information, all foreign warriors, as long as their strength reaches the martial honor level, can report to the military district. Although I have a soldier token, the information recorded on the token is Eli, so I cannot use it. I still need to pass the assessment before I can join the Fire Cloud Army. Jiang Chen didn't know that the moment he entered the atmosphere, a magic circle on Huayun Star was activated. Rootbone age detected, 19 years old. There are 4 generals in the Huayun army. At this moment, General Lauren is sitting in the monitoring room. General Lauren, with red hair, is the only female general among the 4 generals. She was sitting in the monitoring room, responsible for observing various information within the Legion. Suddenly, she noticed a prompt message. A new warrior entered, his bone structure age showed he was 19 years old. 19 years old? So young. Lauren was a little dazed. The warriors who come to Huayun Star are basically all at the martial honor realm. In this realm, most warriors are over 1,000 years old, and some are even 3,000 or 4,000 years old. Suddenly seeing a 19-year-old, Lauren even thought he was dazzled. Chapter 102. At the age of 19, he should only be a martial emperor, right? Lauren rubbed his chin. It's probably another martial saint trying to get people into our Fire Cloud army. It's not a problem. After all, he's a 19-year-old martial emperor. His talent is truly extraordinary. He should be able to pass the assessment easily and become a member of the Fire Cloud army. In the future, he may become the 5th general. Thinking of this, Lauren contacted the other 3 generals. The 19-year-old Emperor Wu, such a monster, naturally had to inform the other generals. Moreover, if he could really become the 5th general, it would be the top priority of the Huayun army. After the message was sent, only one general responded to Lauren, General Patton. A 19-year-old martial emperor? What a terrifying talent. This kid must be trained well after he joins the army. I even think that he has the potential to become a great commander. Lauren's mouth twitched slightly. I think it's exaggerated enough that he can become the 5th general. You are lucky. You have the potential to become the commander-in-chief right from the start. Are you that confident in him? Barton sent a message, I'm really not kidding you. Think about our previous commander, Emperor Huayun Wu, when he was 19 years old, he hadn't even reached the Wuhuang realm. Anyway, if we only talk about the speed of cultivation, this kid is absolutely at the heaven-defying level. Train him well and don't let his qualifications go to waste. One more thing, Lauren, do you know why? Our Fire Cloud army has accumulated so much strength, and it can be said that we have recovered to our peak. But why didn't we fight with the 10,000 races again? Lauren shook her head. Although she was a general and strong enough, she didn't quite understand the twists and turns of war. She really wanted the Fire Cloud army to return to the battlefield of all races, but the other 3 generals had no intention of doing so. She kept waiting for the other 3 generals to agree to return to the battlefield. She knew very well that everyone had a blood feud with the 10,000 clans. The Fire Cloud army would return to the battlefield sooner or later. Patton, because we are waiting for the commander-in-chief. Without the commander-in-chief, even if we go to the battlefield, we will only be cannon fodder. We will not be able to cause a fatal blow to the 10,000 races. We, the Fire Cloud army, either don't return to the battlefield, or if we do, it will surely cause a storm. So, we waited for 100,000 years. 100,000 years. Even if we are martial saints with a long lifespan, it is still long enough, really too long. Finally, we have waited for it. We must devote ourselves to cultivating such a good seedling. He is very likely the commander-in-chief we have been waiting for. Lauren took a deep breath. She understood that this new warrior was indeed more important than she thought. Okay, I will keep a close eye on him. I also hope that he has the ability to become the commander-in-chief. Patton sent a message, oh, by the way, this is the opinion of the other 2 generals. I have conveyed it to you. I will continue to practice in seclusion. Please do not disturb me. Lauren? So, after all this talk, you 3 damn guys are all in seclusion, not caring about anything, and you're relying on me alone to train him? What a bunch of beasts. Forget it, I'm too lazy to get angry with them. Lauren walked out of the monitoring room. She planned to go to the recruit camp to take a look. The new 19-year-old martial emperor was really curious. Jiang Chen drove the spaceship and landed at the barracks. The Huayun army's barracks were stationed on a vast plain, surrounded by solid walls, like a steel fortress. At the entrance of the military camp, 2 soldiers saw the spaceship and shouted, "Are you the martial arts master from the universe? Are you a comrade who wants to join the Fire Cloud army?" Jiang Chen got off the spaceship, put it into the storage ring, and replied, "Yes, I am a newcomer and plan to join the Fire Cloud army. May I ask, what do I need to do?" The soldier walked up to Jiang Chen and said, "Squeeze out a drop of blood to verify your identity. We need to make sure you are a human. Then, you can go to the recruit camp and wait. Once we have 5 people, the recruit assessment will begin. If you pass the assessment, you can join our Fire Cloud army. It usually takes 1 day or 3 or 4 days to get everyone together." Jiang Chen was a little surprised. Gather 5 people to start the assessment? That means gathering 5 martial masters. It would only take 4 days at most. The overall strength of Area 9534 is indeed too strong. If it were in Area 9527, it might take hundreds of years to gather 5 martial lords. I understand. Jiang Chen stretched out his finger and squeezed out a drop of blood with energy. Here you go. The blood flowed through Jiang Chen's fingertips, emitting vigorous power, which frightened the soldiers. What a strong energy! This drop of blood can actually contain such a strong energy. I even have an urge to eat it. I feel like this drop of blood is a great tonic. This person's physical body must be very strong. The stronger a person's body is, the more energy the blood in his body contains. This can be said to be common sense. Please wait here for a moment. We will do a blood test to confirm your human identity. The soldiers showed a lot more respect for Jiang Chen. His physical body alone is so strong. If his martial arts skills are taken into account, he is definitely a top martial arts master. Who dares to underestimate him? In the laboratory, the warrior who was testing Jiang Chen's blood was also frightened. This new warrior is no ordinary warrior. Judging from this drop of blood alone, his physical strength is definitely above the 5th level of martial honor. This kind of strong man is very likely to be a half-step martial saint. There are more and more strong men in our Huayun army. After the test, the testing warrior said to the soldier, "This man is indeed a human, he can join the Fire Cloud army." The soldier said he had received it, and then went to see Jiang Chen, telling him that the test was completed and he could go to the recruit camp and wait. "Let me lead the way for you." The soldier took the initiative to lead Jiang Chen. The two walked in the military camp for a while and came to a house with a sofa and a coffee table. There were 2 martial masters sitting inside. "This is the recruit camp," said the soldier. "Those 2 warriors are also here to take part in the Huayun army assessment. Just choose a sofa to sit down and rest. I'll be leaving first." Jiang Chen. It's called a barracks for new recruits, but it looks more like a lounge. But there are 2 people here, and including myself, there are 3 of us. If we are short of 2 more, we will have 5 people to start the assessment. Jiang Chen thanked the soldier and said goodbye. Jiang Chen found a sofa and sat down to rest. The other 2 martial masters looked at Jiang Chen with some curiosity. They were sure that Jiang Chen was definitely an extraordinary person. After all, when they first came to the recruit camp, no one led the way. They walked here on their own. Chapter 103. This new guy, when he came to the recruit camp, he actually had a veteran to lead the way. Need I say more about this treatment? This person is definitely not a simple person. He should be a very strong 9th level martial arts master. Nonsense, I think he might be a half-step martial saint. Half-step martial saint is a bit exaggerated. That thing is rarer than martial saint. We should not be able to encounter it. The 2 of them discussed via telepathy, mainly because they were too idle and wanted to find some topics to talk about. At the other end, at the entrance of the camp, Lauren arrived. General Lauren. The moment they saw Lauren, the soldiers guarding the gate came over one after another. "General, I didn't expect you to come to the military camp in person. Do you have any instructions?" Luo Lun smiled slightly. Did a very young martial emperor just enter the camp? The soldiers were stunned. Newcomers? Yes, there are, and they look young. But, he is the martial lord, not the martial emperor. No. No. The soldier scratched his head. There is indeed a new person joining the camp, but that person is a very strong martial master, and his physical strength is super strong. Apart from this person, no one else will join the camp. Lauren? Lauren was a little confused. Only one martial lord entered the camp? Then, where did that very young martial emperor go? The formation clearly detected that he went to the military camp. Wait, could it be that? Luo Lun suddenly thought of something. Because the other party was too young, he took it for granted that the other party could not be a martial lord, but could only be a martial emperor. So, is there a possibility that the other party is a 19-year-old Wuzun? If this is true, this talent is too amazing, isn't it? Luo Lun swallowed his saliva subconsciously. A 19-year-old martial master, and a super powerful one at that, wouldn't he definitely become a saint? It is difficult to become a martial saint, but you also have to distinguish between people. For a genius who can become a martial master at the age of 19, it will only take him 10 years at most to become a martial saint. He will definitely be able to break through before 30. It's easy to become a martial saint, so becoming a martial emperor won't be difficult either. Lauren's breathing gradually became heavy. Yes, just like General Patton said, they have waited for 100,000 years, and finally they have found the person who is most likely to become the commander-in-chief. I'll go see him. Lauren set off directly and walked towards the new recruits camp. Why does General Lauren seem so anxious? The soldiers discussed in a low voice. It's because of the newcomer. That newcomer is probably a super genius. That's why General Lauren is so anxious. Just from the energy contained in the blood, they all knew that Jiang Chen was extraordinary. But they didn't expect that even General Lauren was alarmed. Lauren, that's a 9th order martial saint, an extremely powerful 9th order martial saint, just one step away from reaching the martial emperor realm. It can be said that no one would be surprised if Lauren broke through to the martial emperor realm the next day. It's such a strong man, but he could lose his composure like this. It's really rare. In the recruit camp, Jiang Chen and the other 3 warriors were waiting for the other 2 warriors to arrive. When there were 5 martial masters, they could start the test. At this time, Lauren slowly walked into the recruit camp. In an instant, she locked onto Jiang Chen without even taking a second look. She could feel the boiling blood in Jiang Chen's body, which contained powerful energy. He was definitely a top master. At the same time, she could also feel the surging vitality in Jiang Chen. This kind of thing can only be found in young warriors. It's impossible to fake it. Jiang Chen? Judging from the information panel, this guy is one of the 4 generals of the Legion. As soon as she entered the door, she looked directly at me. She seemed to take me very seriously. Could it be that, by analyzing that drop of blood, she knew my strength? Are you the 4th martial lord? A martial lord with a knife on his back spoke up and took the initiative to greet Lauren. In this way, we will have 4 martial masters. We only need to wait for one more and then we can proceed with the assessment. Luo Lun smiled and said, I am the general here, Luo Lun. Wu Zun, who was carrying a knife on his back, staggered and almost fell to the ground. There are only 4 generals in the Huayun army. I just greeted him casually and thought he was an ordinary warrior, but I didn't expect him to be a general. This is really incredible luck. I rashly greeted him, the general won't blame me, right? After all, in the Huayun army, the general's power is above everything else. If the general is unhappy, he can just kick himself out of the Huayun army without any problem. It shouldn't be the case. The general can't be that kind of petty person. The warrior with a knife on his back could only comfort himself silently in his heart, and at the same time gave Lauren 2 dry laughs. Haha, senior, I didn't expect you to come to the new recruit camp to play, haha. Another martial master also tensed up. General Lauren came in person and said there was no pressure, which was a lie. Don't be too nervous. Lauren raised the corner of his mouth slightly and waved his hand. I just haven't been to the recruit camp for a long time, so I came to take a look. Well, you guys should work hard and try to pass the assessment. After saying that, Lauren left again. This made the sword-bearing warrior very confused. What was going on? He came to take a look and then left immediately. What was going on? The other martial master was also confused and didn't understand what Lauren wanted to do. After leaving the recruit camp alone, Lauren flew over the military camp. This time, she just wanted to see Jiang Chen. She was very satisfied with him. He was young and strong, and he had endless possibilities. The rest is the judgment of his character. I will observe him secretly. As long as his character is fine, then I will do my best to train him. When he becomes a martial saint, he can become the 5th general of the Fire Cloud Army. When he becomes a martial emperor, he will be the commander-in-chief of our Fire Cloud Army. As for Tai Ching Wusheng, he began to look for information about Jiang Chen everywhere. He even used some special means to create the image of Jiang Chen. Since killing Eli, that guy has disappeared and has not appeared since. I asked several martial saints, and they all said they had never seen him. But it doesn't matter. Taking martial saint silently clenched his fists. I spent a lot of money to recruit several martial saints, and they all promised me that if they see this kid, they will notify me immediately, and they will join forces to kill him together. Humph, it's very difficult to kill the martial saint, but if we old brothers join forces, we can definitely kill him. Not to mention, there is still a powerful person in charge. Thinking of this, taking martial saint was also a little excited. That powerful person is a 6th rank martial saint. He is also the captain of the Fire Cloud Army. His strength far exceeds his own. Because he was also the squad leader of the Huayun Army, and Eli was also a soldier of the Huayun Army, the other party was willing to take action because of this relationship. Otherwise, no matter how many treasures there are, people would be too lazy to spend them. Using the Fire Cloud Army to deal with Jiang Chen, I am really a genius. Chapter 104. With a 6th rank martial saint and the combined strength of several other martial saints, the next time we meet that brat, he will be dead. He could imagine the desperate look on Jiang Chen's face when a group of martial saints joined forces to besiege him. This is the price you pay for killing my son. You are the enemy of our Huayun army. Taking martial saint. Uncle Fang walked to the side of the martial saint at this time and whispered. I just compared body shapes and found that in area 9527, there is a warrior named Jiang Chen whose body shape and appearance are exactly the same as that boy's. It can be said that it is a person. Tai Ching Wuxian instantly became interested. Oh? So your name is Jiang Chen? Let me see his information. After browsing through it, the corners of Taking Wuxian's mouth twitched. What are you talking about? According to official information, this warrior named Jiang Chen is only at the martial king level. How could he be the martial saint? Uncle Fang scratched his head, but they look exactly the same. Taking Wuxian waved his hand. On a planet, there are many people who look alike. Looking at the universe, it is normal to have several warriors who look exactly the same. You don't have to make a fuss. Keep looking and see if you can find his real information. Uncle Fang. But he is really different. I really feel that the warrior is Jiang Chen. Forget it. If Taking Wuxian doesn't believe it, there's nothing I can do. Okay, I'll continue investigating new warriors. Uncle Fang continued his investigation. In the blink of an eye, 3 days later, in the Fire Cloud Corps' new recruit camp, Jiang Chen and his team finally gathered 5 martial masters. It's ridiculous to say that when Jiang Chen first arrived, there were 3 martial arts masters in the new recruit camp. That evening, the 4th martial lord arrived. Everyone felt that there was no need to wait any longer, as the 5th martial master would be here soon. It would probably only take 2 days for everyone to take the test. But in the end, this last martial lord had to wait 3 days before arriving. During this process, Jiang Chen and others became a little anxious. If the Huayun army didn't have a protection mechanism, he would have wanted to show his strength and force the Huayun army to hand over the breakthrough method to become a martial saint. This protection mechanism was originally set up by Emperor Huayun in order to prevent any powerful emperors from forcibly plundering the treasures in the army. In this way, as long as someone tries to rob, the Fire Cloud Army can trigger the mechanism and disappear with the treasure. This is also why the Fire Cloud Army has stayed here for 100,000 years and no martial emperor has come to snatch the treasures, because there is a protection mechanism. After gathering 5 martial masters, a squad leader of the Fire Cloud Army, along with his members, a squad of 10 people, came to the recruit camp. The team leader introduced himself. You can call me team leader or my name. I am Peng Si Wusheng. Then, let me tell you about the specific content of the assessment. Actually, it's very simple. There are 2 types of assessments. The first one is that you walk out of the barracks. There are some alien races outside. I won't hide it from you. Those alien races were captured by the 4 generals on the battlefield before. They are of all races. You go and fight them. As long as you kill 3 Wuzun level aliens, you will pass the assessment and be able to join the Huayun army. Of course, there is a time limit. You must kill 3 Wuzun level aliens within a month. If it takes more than a month, you will be considered a failure. As soon as he finished speaking, others started discussing in low voices. Killing 3 martial honor level aliens in a month? This is so difficult. We are all martial honors. If we are at the same level, it is difficult to defeat the opponent. Let alone kill him. Moreover, everyone is a martial arts master, and when they fight, it usually takes 10 days or half a month to decide the winner. This is just defeating, not killing. Killing is much more difficult. It can be said that in a month, killing 1 martial honor level alien is a difficult task, let alone 3. The assessment of the Fire Cloud Army is extremely difficult. The sword-carrying warrior suddenly spoke. Didn't you say there are 2 types of assessments? What is the second type of assessment? Peng Si Wusheng smiled slightly. You must all think that the first test is difficult, then this second test is very simple. At least, there is no risk to life. Fight with the 10 soldiers under my command. You can fight anyone you want. As long as you can win, you can directly join the Fire Cloud Army. Hearing this, everyone was silent for a moment. They are not stupid. These soldiers of the Fire Cloud Army are all tough guys who have passed the assessment. It is absolutely difficult to win against them. In terms of difficulty, defeating the soldiers is definitely more difficult than killing 3 Wuzun aliens. It's difficult. It's difficult. No matter which method you use, it's extremely difficult. Jiang Chen stepped out at this time. I choose to challenge the soldiers of the Fire Cloud Army. As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Wuzun next to him reminded him, Brother, are you crazy? The soldiers of the Huayun army must be super strong. You want to fight them? Don't be stupid, why not kill 3 Wuzun level aliens? Yeah, brother, you are being a little irrational. It sounds easy to defeat the soldiers, but we can't win. Everyone was trying to persuade Jiang Chen in a kind way, not wanting him to make the wrong choice. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Thank you for your reminder. I am confident in my ability. Peng Si Wusheng laughed loudly. Very good, very good. He hadn't met such a courageous newcomer in a long time. Just for this courage, he admired Jiang Chen very much. Yes, you are really brave to challenge the veterans during the assessment. Come on. Who of these 10 guys do you want to challenge? Jiang Chen glanced at the soldiers, and adhering to his principle of keeping a low profile, he looked at Peng Si Wusheng, Can I challenge you? Pence? 10 veterans? The other 4 martial masters? Are we crazy, or is he crazy? Are you serious? Peng Si Wusheng looked at Jiang Chen and felt that this boy was not only courageous, but also a rebellious man. A martial lord, challenging a martial saint of the second order? Jiang Chen nodded, Can you challenge me? If not, I will challenge an ordinary soldier. Peng Si Wusheng scratched his head. Theoretically, he could challenge himself. But the problem is, no one has ever done this before. It is too outrageous for a new recruit, Wuzun, to challenge the squad leader, Wusheng. Okay, since you insist on challenging me, then come on. But I have to tell you in advance, I won't let you down. If you lose, you will not be able to join the Fire Cloud Army. Jiang Chen nodded to show that he understood. Come on. Wusheng Pengs drew a circle on the ground. We will fight in the circle. Whoever gets out of the circle first loses. Normally, when 2 sides fight, they have to fight in the ring. However, because Jiang Chen was a martial arts master, Peng Si Wusheng felt that the battle could be over in 1 second, so he was too lazy to run. Just draw a circle on the ground and it's done quickly. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Sure, just play in the circle. Just like that, Jiang Chen and Pence stood opposite each other in the circle, both ready for battle. And in a corner where no one was paying attention, General Lauren was observing the situation secretly. Jiang Chen is young and confident, which is a good thing, but he is a little too arrogant. He just came to the military camp and he wants to challenge the martial saint. Sigh. Lauren shook his head secretly. She felt that Jiang Chen's arrogance was not good for the Huayun army. If Jiang Chen was the commander-in-chief of the Huayun army and encountered an unstoppable enemy, wouldn't he be courting death if he led everyone to charge? Who can bear this price? This boy still needs training. Chapter 105. It seems that I need to pay more attention to character development in the future. Lauren muttered softly. Tell him not to be too arrogant and to be as cautious as possible when doing things. The soldiers of Peng Si Wusheng also showed great interest. Interesting, so interesting, on the first day of the newcomer's entry, he dared to challenge their team leader. Really? I have never seen such a scene before. Alas. Bidao Wuzun also sighed. Choosing to challenge the veteran was outrageous enough, but Jiang Chen directly challenged the squad leader. This was simply outrageous, it was outrageous to the extreme. I really don't know what he was thinking. Inside the circle, Peng Si Wusheng kept accumulating strength. Are you ready? If you are ready, just say start. I will say one more thing, I really will not hold back, and I will attack with all my strength at the beginning. Jiang Chen nodded and said, use your best, that's the best. Then let's get started. As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, Peng Si Wusheng rushed over, amplifying his will and bursting out with all his strength. He vowed to defeat Jiang Chen in one move. Then, in an instant, Peng Si Wusheng, who was originally rushing towards Jiang Chen, seemed to be punched by someone. He flew backwards, flew out of the circle, and hit the wall, causing it to collapse. Peng Si, the martial saint, went out of the circle and failed. Jiang Chen, won. Ah! The soldiers and newcomers who were watching the battle were all dumbfounded at this moment. What happened? In one moment, the martial saint who was rushing towards Jiang Chen was eliminated in the next moment. What on earth is going on? Jiang Chen is standing there, not moving. He hasn't made any moves. Could it be that Peng Si Wusheng was trying to trick people? He eliminated himself? No, if that were true, then wouldn't Peng Si Wusheng be too abstract? Not far away, General Lauren also frowned slightly. She didn't understand what happened at that moment. Pence rushed towards Jiang Chen, and then his body seemed to be punched and flew backwards. But during this process, Jiang Chen never moved, and the trajectory of his attack could not be seen. This is too fake. Even if it was Emperor Wu's move, I could barely see it clearly. How could I not see clearly when Jiang Chen made a move? Or did Jiang Chen use some kind of clone or something like that? No, it doesn't feel right either. This sudden attack is like time has been stolen. Could it be that Jiang Chen has some means related to time? That's right. The moment Pence rushed towards Jiang Chen used his special power, Flash Time. This is the power he gained after killing the body of the human emperor. When flashing, the time is paused for 0.1 seconds. In this 0.1 second, Jiang Chen completed the Super 5 transformation, then punched Pence away, then returned to his original position and cancelled the Super 5 transformation. The whole process went smoothly without anyone noticing. Peng Si Wusheng knocked over the wall and his body was buried under bricks. Ah! Peng Si Wusheng cried out in pain and then crawled out from the bricks. It hurts so much, it hurts so much, it feels like I was punched, and it was a very heavy punch. Was it Jiang Chen who did it? But I didn't see him do it. After all, Peng Si was a martial saint. Although he felt a little pain, he was not injured. He adjusted his state and flew directly in front of Jiang Chen. Just now, did you hit me? The soldiers and martial masters who were watching all looked at Jiang Chen. They were also curious. Was it Jiang Chen who did it? Jiang Chen nodded, my ability is related to time. At the moment of pause, I directly knocked you out of the circle. Everyone suddenly realized, it turned out to be a time-related ability. Tisk, Jiang Chen is so lucky, he actually has a time-related ability. This kind of ability is really bad. If it is a time-related ability, Jiang Chen may indeed be able to defeat Peng Si Wusheng. It turns out that he has such a powerful ability, no wonder he is so confident. The new martial arts masters also expressed their feelings. If I had this ability, I would also like to challenge the martial saint. It seems that they think that with time-related superpowers, everyone can defeat the martial saint. But only Peng Si Wusheng knew clearly that even though he had wrapped his whole body with will amplification at that time, Jiang Chen still broke through his defense. This means that Jiang Chen's strength is such that he would not be at a disadvantage even if he were to face off against the martial saint head-on. The ability to time is just the icing on the cake. At the martial honor level, he is able to break through the defense of a martial saint. Since the development of martial arts, no one else has been able to do this except this kid, right? Wusheng Peng Si secretly felt emotional in his heart. What is the origin of this young man named Jiang Chen? He is really too powerful. I'll tell the generals later and see what they mean. Pence regained his composure and looked at Jiang Chen. Yes, you have successfully passed the test. Now, you are a member of the Fire Cloud Army. This is your identity token. After saying that, Pence took out a token that was exactly the same as Eli's token, both black and gold. Jiang Chen took the token and observed it for a while. He knew that he needed to refine the token before he could activate it. It's a very simple restriction, it will be refined very quickly. Jiang Chen had a thought, and in an instant, he successfully refined the token. Currently, among the teams, only Team 6, Team 9, and Team 14 are short of people. You can choose to join one of them. A message like this pops up in the token. It doesn't matter which team we join, let's just join Team 6. Jiang Chen chose to join Team 6, and then the information in the token changed a lot. First of all, there is something called Fire Cloud Point. You can exchange various things in the military camp through Fire Cloud Points. Among them, the method to break through to become a martial saint requires Fire Cloud Points to redeem. To obtain Fire Cloud Points, one can either kill aliens or complete certain tasks within the Fire Cloud Army. Depending on the difficulty of the task, you will get different Fire Cloud Points. Then, Fire Cloud Points can be given to each other. For example, Jiang Chen's friends can give their fire cloud points to Jiang Chen. Can we give it to each other? Jiang Chen thought of Eli's token. I can take his fire cloud points. He's dead anyway, and no one wants them anymore. According to Jiang Chen's guess, Eli is the son of the martial saint, so he should have a lot of fire cloud points. It is estimated that when the martial saint taking is free, he will transfer the fire cloud points to him. Don't worry, wait until there's no one around, I'll go move the fire cloud point. Jiang Chen remained calm on the surface. Beside Jiang Chen, the backblade martial master looked at Peng Si Wusheng. Wusheng, I have another question. On this planet, the fire cloud core has raised many alien races. We go and kill those foreign warriors. If we kill too many, won't the generals feel bad? After all, it's not easy for a foreign warrior to emerge, right? They specialize in training foreign warriors. They can't just kill them for us, right? Peng Si Wusheng laughed. You are right, I killed them for you. The Legion raises alien races to train the soldiers' practical experience in dealing with all races. Chapter 106. Peng Si Wusheng said, what do you think the Legion raises those aliens for? It's just to train you. On the battlefield of all races, the alien races have endless means. If you have no combat experience and rush into the battlefield rashly, the probability of death exceeds 99%. We raise so many aliens just to let you accumulate experience. So, just kill them. No matter how many you kill, the generals won't feel bad. Bideo Wuzun nodded and said, okay, as long as you don't feel bad. Then I choose to kill the Wuzun aliens. I'm leaving. Wuzun, carrying a knife on his back, left the camp directly and walked outside. Let's also challenge the alien race. Other martial masters made their own choices. Except Jiang Chen, no one chose to fight the soldiers. Chi. Martial Saint Peng Si curled his lips. Why are you all so cowardly? You would rather fight against foreign races than fight with the soldiers. Oh, except you. Peng Si Wusheng laughed and waved to Jiang Chen, the assessment is over, we will leave first, brother, we will see you in the Fire Cloud Army. Jiang Chen responded with a smile, which was considered a farewell. After leaving Jiang Chen, Peng Si Wusheng contacted General Luolun. General, this newcomer Jiang Chen is not simple. Not only does he have the ability of time, but he also broke my defense. I used will amplification at that time, but my defense was still broken. Therefore, his hard power may be similar to that of a martial saint. Lauren, who received the news, was also shocked. After she knew that Jiang Chen used the time power to defeat Peng Si Wusheng, she felt that Peng Si Wusheng was killed instantly by Jiang Chen before he had time to use the will amplification. After all, how could a martial saint who used the will amplification lose to a martial lord? But the message sent by Pence actually said that he used will amplification at the beginning, but still lost. Is this person really that scary? At this moment, Lauren felt a slight tremor. 19 years old, in the martial honor realm, and able to defeat the martial saint head-on. This matter is both exaggerated and weird. The other three generals, please stop seclusion and come out to discuss Jiang Chen first. Luolun decided to call a meeting to discuss Jiang Chen's situation. As for Jiang Chen, he found a place where no one was paying attention, took out Eli's identity token, and glanced at the fire cloud point. The token shows that Eli has over 1 million fire cloud points. It seems like a lot, but I wonder what his purchasing power is. Jiang Chen transferred the fire cloud points to his token and then browsed the items that could be exchanged. A special method of condensing the will of a martial saint. Using it once consumes 100 fire cloud points. Killing a martial honor level alien will reward you with 30 fire cloud points. Wow, these 1 million fire cloud values a euro have strong purchasing power. Jiang Chen sighed. As expected, as the son of the martial saint, Eli's fire cloud is worth a lot. At the same time, in Area 9527, in the Federation, Carrot and his team participated in the planet competition. This was their first time to participate in the competition. Their opponents were from the planet Exelon, and they were also natives who had just been trained for a year. Their average strength is that of a 5th level warrior. The strongest one has the terrifying strength of a 6th level warrior. The planet competition is also a grand event. Contestants from both sides fight in a specific scene, and then the entire process is broadcast live to the residents of the Federation. Dear audience. The host walked to the front of the stage and began to host. Welcome to the Star Competition. Both sides of this competition are new planets. This is their first time participating in the Star Competition. Let me introduce you to Exelon. This planet is amazing. It has relatively advanced technology. At the same time, the average strength of the 100 contestants is at the 5th level of warrior. There were also a few comments floating across the live broadcast room. Wow, the average warrior strength is level 5? That's pretty good. For a novice planet, being able to reach this level of strength is quite impressive. Indeed, coupled with their own technological means, they are very competitive. Watch the movie plus V77777 Denmia 777 has been banned by the administrator. Well, on the other side, it's contestant Gu Mingxing. The host introduced Gu Mingxing. The era they lived in was quite ordinary, still the tribal era, and there was no particularly advanced technology. However, their martial arts were very advanced. I won't go into details about their specific strengths. I'll leave it to the audience as a suspense. The comment floated by, you, host, really keep people in suspense. Indeed, there is no point in creating suspense. I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore. It's just two noobs fighting each other, and they're doing all this stuff. I'm quitting. Bye. The already scarce barrage of comments became even less. No matter what, the two contestants didn't care and they all entered the venue. The battlefield between the two sides was very large, enough for the 200 of them to display their full strength. Then, the place where they fought was a primitive jungle. The trees here are so lush that they even block the view. On the Exlon Star side, the contestants wore high-tech armor and carried guns and other things. These are all items that originally exist on the planet and can be brought to participate in the competition. On the other hand, on the ancient Ming Star, everyone was wearing animal skins and had a gourd tied around their waists, looking extremely miserable. At this moment, the barrage couldn't help it. Oh my god, what a future warrior fighting against primitive people. I dare not even imagine what kind of massacre this was. It's so tragic. It's really so tragic. It's rare to see such a one-sided battle. The master of ancient Dark Star is also willing to send out these 100 people. Won't all of them be shot? This time, there were more comments, and many people wanted to see this future warrior fighting against the primitive people. On the battlefield, the natives of Exlon were discussing. Is the terrain a primeval forest? The humidity here is a bit high. Some of our electromagnetic weapons may be affected. How annoying. I heard that the enemies are all primitive people. They must be very good at fighting in a forest like this. Damn it, they have the terrain advantage. It's normal. I heard that if the power gap is too big, the terrain will favor the weaker party. We are too strong, so it's normal for the other side to have the terrain advantage. Well, calm down, everyone. Even if it's a primeval forest, it's nothing. We can just push through it. In a high-rise building in the Great Federation, Jukin was also watching this battle. It's really mass-produced. Jukin's mouth twitched wildly. The last time I saw it, it was Beijuda and Carrot, both of them were carrying gourds. This time, all 100 of them were carrying the 5-polarity gourd. Including that 11-year-old kid, Burly. Even he has it. There are some comments that actually think they look miserable wearing gourds. Jukin shook his head, unable to complain. Chapter 107. That's a forbidden magic weapon. With that thing, do you think they are miserable? Haha, if they knew the truth, I don't know how many people would want to be miserable, but they don't have the right to be miserable. Oh. The prophecy has been activated. Jukin looked at the prophecy in the live broadcast room. Predict who will win. On the left is the winner of Exlon Star, and on the right is the winner of Ancient Ming Star. This is a function of the live broadcast room. The audience can make predictions based on points and use the points to choose whether to win on the left or the right. The prediction time is 1 minute, and the market will be closed at the end of 1 minute. The settlement will not be made until the battle is decided. 1 point is equal to 1 universe coin. The moment the prophecy was revealed, countless people chose to support Exlon Star, and the points directly crushed Ancient Dark Star. On the Ancient Dark Star side, almost no one thought they would win. In this way, if the prediction is that Ancient Dark Star will win, 1 point can earn 10,000 points. If you predict that Exlon will win, you can earn 0.0001 points for each point. As more and more people support Exlon Star, the points multiplier is getting more and more exaggerated. Even at the end, it was predicted that Gu Mingxing would win. If Gu Mingxing really won, 1 point could get more than 100,000 points. A few comments floated by, top stinky water, 1 point can only win 0.000001 points, what a joke. Indeed, has anyone predicted that Gu Mingxing will win? If Gu Mingxing really wins, you will earn a lot of points directly. Haha, don't treat people as fools. The ratio looks high, but the problem is, supporting Gu Mingxing is like throwing meat buns at a dog, it's a one-way trip. No matter how high the ratio is, if you can't get it back, it's fake. Jukin looked at the comments and then glanced at the points ratio. Alas, although things like cosmic coins are useless to me. Jukin is a martial emperor, and a very powerful one at that, and the number 1 person in the 9527 area, so how could he be short of money? However, he is still willing to do something like this, where he can get hundreds of millions of points for free just by raising his hand. All in is a kind of wisdom. I all in Gu Mingxing to win. Hey, I really am full of wisdom. The upper limit of the prophecy is 1 million points, Jukin directly invested all of it. In an instant, the ratio of points changed, from earning 0.000001 points for 1.1 on Exlon Star to earning 0.1 points for 1.1. The comments were boiling, FK. There's a rich guy. Quick. Brothers, hurry up and go all in on Exlon Star. This is the time to pick up points. Oh my god, 1 point earns 0.1, 10,000 points earns 1,000 points for nothing. Who said there's no such thing as a free lunch? Isn't this it? Go, go, go. In an instant, as everyone invested points again, the ratio changed dramatically. Soon the 1 minute time was up and the market was closed. The final ratio was 1 to 100. If Gu Mingxing wins, 1 point can earn 100 points. If Exlon wins, you need 100 points to earn 1 point. Oh my. What a loss. The market was closed in just 1 minute. I was selling treasures for points, but I didn't get anything in return before the market was closed. Who isn't? What a pity, I only invested 3,000 points. Oh, I really want to invest more, it's free money. Loss, 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 because of insufficient investment. Looking at the complaining comments in the live broadcast room, Jiang couldn't help but shook his head. These people still feel that they have suffered a loss, but they don't know, the real hunter is waiting behind them. Too naive. Jiang took out a glass of wine and took a sip. Let me teach you a lesson, hee. Calm. Elegant. With the closing of the market, the battle has officially begun. Carrot and his companions entered the primeval forest and knew the other party's location in an instant through the perception of breath. The strongest one is only the 6th level warrior. This is too weak. Judah shook his head. I feel like Broly alone can wipe them out. Carrot agreed deeply, although Broly doesn't practice much, he has the strength of a 6th level warrior. And Lord Jiang Chen also said that this kid has a special bloodline, so he should be allowed to fight more. Well, I have a suggestion. Let Broly fight 100 at a time. Judah said that it was no problem. Okay, we won't take any action, just watch Broly fight. Broly rubbed his hands and said, sure, let me teach them a lesson. I am also eager to fight. In the tribe, everyone thought Broly was too small and no one wanted to fight him. This made him very depressed. Now it's good, he can take action. Come on. Come on. Broly roared and rushed directly into the primitive jungle. This scene was transmitted to the live broadcast screen. It was an 11-year-old child. He clenched his fists, then shouted strangely and rushed into the jungle. Barrage, it's a bit funny, this child is so cute, I really want to raise a child as cute as this. Is it cute? Haha, didn't you notice? His movement speed, this speed, probably at the 4th level of warrior, right? It's really too fast. Yes. Now that you mention it, I also noticed that his movement speed is so fast. If a child is so strong, how strong must these adults be? Could it be that the average strength of these warriors from the ancient Dark Star is very strong? Bad. If they are really strong, then this is going to be a disaster. With this points ratio, if Epsilon Star fails, I don't know how many people will go bankrupt. No. I just collected enough points by scraping together various things. Some people have begun to tremble. Wrong. Even if the people of ancient Ming Star are very strong, they are stronger than we thought. But, the natives of Epsilon Star have technological weapons. Remember, at this stage of the warrior realm, many thermal weapons are capable of breaking defenses. With thermal weapons, I don't know how ancient Ming Xing can win. It is true. Unless a warrior reaches the martial artist level or above, he will not be able to completely resist most hot weapons. In this battle, the probability of Epsilon winning is still very high. Let's wait and see. I really have a bad feeling now. Damn it, can you surrender and lose half of your points? I can't afford to lose all my points. It's so funny, why are some people so panicked? I just want to say, I'm not panicked at all, and I even want to increase my position. Jiang chuckled and said that he also wanted to increase his position. If the points cap is not 1 million, I will definitely increase my holdings. On the battlefield, Broly sensed the opponent's breath and soon came near the natives of Epsilon. The warrior carrying a long sword has the strongest aura among all. Broly licked his lips. Kill all the other weak warriors. Finally, I want to fight him one-on-one. Chapter 108. In the Epsilon Star camp, several warriors were talking and laughing. Do you think the people from ancient Dark Star will suddenly attack us? Haha, who knows that? What are you afraid of? Our energy detector is nearby. If they dare to come over, they will definitely be detected. That's right. With the energy detector, they can't hide anywhere. This is the power of technology. Those natives must not understand the power of technology. As soon as he finished speaking, Broly, who was lurking nearby, fired several energy bombs. The terrifying energy instantly killed several 4th level warriors. Someone is attacking. How is that possible? The energy detector didn't detect any energy. Is the energy detector broken? Damn it. Get into combat mode. Because the attack was too sudden, by the time everyone was ready, Broly had already killed more than a dozen warriors. It's that kid. Someone found Broly. Although they didn't understand why such a small guy had such means. But the battle was imminent, and they had no time to think about it. Shooting. Following an order, more than a dozen warriors, holding rifles, fired at Broly. But in the end, Broly didn't dodge at all, and rushed towards them despite the bullets. Thermal weapons attacks were ineffective. What kind of monster is this? The warriors were terrified. These are super high explosive bullets specifically designed for warriors, but after firing them all, they can't even deal with a child? What a joke. Is this guy still a human? Could he be a cyborg? When the barrage saw this, they were all shocked. Big. Ancient Ming Xing is going to win. Oh bad, what a surprise, what a surprise. It's over. It's all over. The ancient Ming Star only sent out one child, and he eliminated more than a dozen warriors from the Epsilon Star. The gap seemed a bit obvious. FK. My dad got drunk before and predicted the points, but he made a wrong prediction. He predicted the ancient Dark Star. I thought my family was going to go bankrupt. It turns out that he defied fate and changed destiny. Awesome. Jiang knew the strength of Gu Ming Xing, so he predicted that Gu Ming Xing would win. There are also some people who may make mistakes or just look at the proportions. They also predicted that Ancient Dark Star would win. Although there weren't many people, they all earned enough points. Of course, there are still people who believe in miracles, don't worry. Believe in Exelon. They will definitely win. They must win. Come on, warriors of Exelon, defeat this evil little brat. Big brothers with guns. On the battlefield, Broly took the bullets and rushed to the group of warriors. You hit me, but it hurts a little. So, let me treat you well. Bang. One punch, one kick, and another. Although Broly was still small and his body had not fully grown, he was very agile. Like a flea, he jumped left and right and took care of most of the warriors on the planet Exelon. Enough. At this moment, the strongest man on the planet Exelon, the 6th level warrior carrying a long sword, stood up. Boy, have you had enough of the trouble? After saying that, he slashed at Broly with his sword. It's the strongest one who took action. We are saved. The other warriors breathed a sigh of relief. This little devil is finished. The next moment, Broly exerted force and grabbed the 6th level warrior's head with one hand, pressing him to the ground and creating a groove. After pushing it, Broly threw it to the ground and looked at the other warriors with disdain. Do you want to continue this battle? The silence was deafening. In the end, this battle ended with Ancient Mingxing's great victory. Countless people have also noticed this newly rising planet. Who is the owner of Ancient Dark Star? This is too powerful. How did he cultivate this monster? Indeed, the master of this Ancient Dark Star has too good a talent as a guide. I'm more curious about the overall strength of Ancient Dark Star. After all, only one child took action in this battle. I'm a little curious too. At the same time, the name of Jiang Chen, the lord of the ancient underworld, also began to spread. The next battle will be the ranking battle. Beijuda glanced at the information sent by Jukin. After winning the novice battle, you will go to the ranking battle. In the 9527 area, hundreds of powerful planets are waiting for Ancient Dark Star to challenge. Jukin said that the third ranked planet will have a vacancy tomorrow and asked if we want to challenge it. Beijuda looked at Carrot. What do you think? Should we challenge? Carrot laughed. Do you still need to ask me? Of course it's a war. Beijuda raised his lips slightly. Indeed, don't ask us whether we want to fight or not. If you ask, we must fight. Ranked third, I hope, they can take us a little seriously. I'm looking forward to it. So, Beijuda Tower replied to Jukin's message, saying that they wanted to fight. After Jukin received the news, he also raised his eyebrows. Jiang Chen's men are really arrogant. After winning the first novice battle, they are going to challenge the third-ranked planet. This is a tough one. But thinking that each of them had a 5-pole gourd, Jukin shrugged again. What kind of tough guy can be tougher than Beijuda and his men? By the way, I also want to thank you for helping me make a lot of money. Jukin sent a message to Beijuda and the others. You won the first battle, and you have official rewards. And then, I will also give you something on my own behalf. Don't rush back to Ancient Dark Star. I'll come find you and take you around for some fun. At the very least, change your clothes, from animal skins to combat uniforms. On Jiang Chen's side, he looked at the millions of fire cloud points in his hand and planned to exchange them for a way to break through to the Martial Saint level to see what the situation was. Anyway, each exchange only costs 100 fire cloud points. My 1 million fire cloud points are enough for me to comprehend many times. Jiang Chen used the token to redeem the condensed wool of the Martial Saint. After a moment, a few words appeared on the token. Please enter your coordinates. After a moment, a soldier will find you and take you to condense the will of the Martial Saint. Jiang Chen input the coordinates, and within a moment, a soldier came over. Hello, is this the condensed Martial Saint will that you exchanged for? Jiang Chen nodded. It's me, this is my token. The two men communicated with each other and confirmed that the information was correct. The soldier cleared his throat and said to Jiang Chen, okay, before you start to condense the Martial Saint will, there are a few things I need to tell you. First of all, the Fire Cloud Army's method of quickly condensing the Martial Saints will has certain risks. In fact, in some places, the human race officials even prohibit the use of this method. Jiang Chen. Emotion or forbidden technique. The soldier continued, it's not as exaggerated as a forbidden technique. It's just that if you use this method, you only have 3 chances to break through to the Martial Saint level. Chapter 109. The soldier said, if you use this method, you will only have 3 chances to break through to the Martial Saint level. If you still cannot reach the Martial Saint level after 3 attempts, you will never be able to break through to the Martial Saint level for the rest of your life. And if you use normal training methods, you can try to reach the Martial Saint level multiple times. Even if you fail, it's nothing. So, this is why the authorities banned this breakthrough method. There are only 3 chances. It's too difficult. Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief, thinking it was something else. It turned out that there were only 3 chances to break through. It's a small matter. After all, this is a shortcut. If you want to quickly break through to the Martial Saint level, it's normal to have some risks. The soldier continued, in addition to the 3 breakthroughs, there are some small things you need to pay attention to. For example, before attempting a breakthrough, try to keep your mind balanced. Then, please keep the breakthrough process as confidential as possible and do not publicize it. After all, the Great Federation has banned the spread of this practice method. Of course, if you practice on your own, the authorities will not care. Besides, the soldier went on and on, talking about a lot of things to pay attention to, but they were all small things and not a big deal. Jiang Chen nodded, okay, I know everything. Take me to try to condense the will of the martial saint. I am willing to take the risk of 3 breakthroughs. Seeing Jiang Chen was so decisive, the soldier nodded, okay, I'll take you there right away. Just like that, the two of them moved together and headed towards a corner in the military camp. At the same time, General Lauren sent a message to General Patton, tell those 2 guys to get out of seclusion and come out. Something big has happened. Barton was puzzled, what's the matter? What's the big deal? You can't make the decision alone? You want the 3 of us to go out together? I'm still in seclusion practicing. Luolun, Jiang Chen's qualifications are far beyond our imagination. We can't tell right now. You should get them to finish their retreat. Hurry up. Barton was somewhat speechless, forcefully terminate their retreat? Is Jiang Chen's matter really that important? Lauren, sure, hurry up and shout. Patton was a little curious. What could be the matter that required all the generals to come out together? Was it really that important? Never mind, just ask them to come out first. In this way, Patton called out the other 2 generals. They are Generals Dennis and General Taylor. Lauren, what are you doing? We are at the critical moment of our cultivation. Maybe we can break through to the Martial Emperor level with this. How can you disturb us while we are cultivating? Lauren said bluntly, come on, at our current level, if we say we will break through, we may do so tomorrow, but if we say we won't, we may never be able to break through in our entire life. What we need is not retreat, but a flash of inspiration. You will never be able to break through to the Martial Emperor level in your lifetime just by practicing seclusion. Why don't you learn from me and enjoy your life? The other 3 generals were helpless. Although what Lauren said was right, but, if you don't practice and just enjoy yourself every day, won't it be more difficult to break through? Forget it, I don't want to waste time talking to her. Lauren, what's going on? Please tell me now. So, Luolun told him everything about Jiang Chen. What 19-year-old martial lord, precious time ability, defeating the martial saint. All these things have been said. After hearing what happened, the other 3 martial saints fell silent. After a while, General Taylor sent a message, are you making fun of us? Are you teasing us? Let alone anything else, just the fact that the martial lord defeated the martial saint, they just didn't believe it. Luolun, haha, if you don't believe it, just come out and see Jiang Chen with your own eyes. Then you will know everything. The 3 generals sent a message at the same time, okay. Just wait, we will set out right away to meet Jiang Chen. If he is really as perverted as you said, he will be the future commander-in-chief of our Huayun army. No. It should be said that he is already capable of serving as the commander-in-chief. On Jiang Chen's side, he came to a claustrophobic room where there was a huge machine. The machine was very complicated and had a seat that obviously allowed people to sit directly in. This is the machine that condenses the will of the martial saint. The soldier introduced it to Jiang Chen. This machine can create all kinds of extreme feelings, such as hunger, pain, etc. You can experience these when you sit in the machine. Then, you have to use your willpower to resist these feelings. Yes, through this method, you can train your will and make it stronger. Eventually, it will be possible to make your will holy and directly break through to the martial saint. At the same time, because the emotions provided by the machine are too extreme, it is easy to cause a huge psychological trauma to the warrior. After 3 times, the warrior cannot break through to the martial saint level. Because of psychological problems, he will never be able to achieve the martial saint level in his life. This is the forbidden breakthrough method, the extreme chain condensation method. Jiang Chen sat directly in the machine and said to the soldiers, come on, let's start right away. The soldier was a little surprised, you didn't prepare a little more? Just start right away? Really, those emotions are very extreme. Don't forget the precautions I told you before, stay calm. Jiang Chen smiled and said, I am very calm now, let's get started. The soldier scratched his head and said, okay, let's get started. The whole process will take a day, so try to hold on. After saying that, he helped Jiang Chen start the machine. Instantly, Jiang Chen felt an extreme feeling of hunger. This was the first time he had experienced this feeling in his life. It was as if I was back in my childhood, when I was hungry every day and had to pick up trash on the streets. No. I'm even hungrier than before. Calm down, I need to calm down. Jiang Chen took a deep breath and tried to calm himself down. I am already a martial master. I can survive even if I don't eat. These are all illusions. The so-called hunger is all illusion. I have to hold on. I can't bear it anymore. Jiang Chen felt a little dizzy and extremely hungry, making him want to eat himself. It was really that exaggerated. He wanted to stretch out his arm and take a bite of his hand. Willpower. Willpower. Jiang Chen gritted his teeth, struggling against the hunger that wanted to devour himself in his absolutely calm will. 1 minute, 2 minutes. 5 minutes later, Jiang Chen began to feel dizzy and seemed to be hungry. He even lost the ability to think. It's fake, all fake. Jiang Chen closed his eyes. He felt so weak that he couldn't even speak. But at this moment, he had only one thought. It's all fake, hold on, I can do it, will. The soldier next to him was watching. Jiang Chen didn't even yell. He has such a strong will. Generally speaking, warriors would scream out loud because they couldn't bear it. But Jiang Chen. It's been very quiet all the time. Chapter 110. He's so patient. His willpower is extraordinary. The soldier looked at the tablet in front of him. This tablet is connected to a machine that records Jiang Chen's various physical conditions. If any accident occurs, he will stop the machine immediately. At present, it seems that everything is within Jiang Chen's tolerance. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, time kept passing, Jiang Chen was still using his will to resist. At this moment, Jiang Chen had only one thought: this method of cultivation was indeed torturous enough. No wonder the human race officials did not allow the spread of this method of cultivation, and even banned it directly in some places. Is this cultivation? This is simply torture. Torture. Even his childhood, the most difficult time of his life, was 100,000 times better than now. After using it once, I don't want to try it a second time. I have a psychological trauma. Jiang Chen thought silently. No wonder it can only be used 3 times at most. It's really outrageous. Before, Jiang Chen was also thinking, a strong person who has cultivated to the martial honor realm must have an extremely strong mind. How could he not be able to withstand even 3 times? Now, he understood. It's really hard to top. If you want to take shortcuts in cultivation, you must pay a price. Hey. Jiang Chen let out a long breath and completely relaxed himself. At least, this way, I can feel a little better. The soldier was still observing Jiang Chen's mental state when suddenly a voice rang out. Jiang Chen, is he practicing and trying to condense the will of the martial saint? The soldier was startled and wondered who it was. Who suddenly appeared next to someone else and wanted to scare him to death. Turning around, he saw the 4 generals led by Lauren. Soldier? Hallucination? The soldier was a little confused. What day is today? The 4 generals appeared together? Yes, Jiang Chen is trying to condense the will of the martial saint. Although the soldier was confused, he still answered honestly. He has been concentrating for more than half an hour. His will is very strong. I have seen many warriors concentrating their wills. His willpower is probably ranked in the top 5. Luo Lun was secretly surprised. Is his will so strong? You know, willpower is something that depends almost entirely on oneself, without any external force to rely on. For example, if a warrior wants to improve his cultivation, others will provide him with spirit stones and he can absorb them. But if warriors want to improve their willpower, even if there is a willpower training machine, many people with weak willpower would not dare to try again after training once. They are too scared. People with weak wills will always be weak, and they dare not use machines for training. A person with a strong will is always strong. This will cannot be enhanced by external forces. It seems like he is really talented. Taylor also observed Jiang Chen. His physical strength is very strong. I can vaguely sense it. And this strong will, needless to say, it is a foregone conclusion that this person will become a martial saint. Emperor Qingyu, I don't think it will be difficult. Dennis nodded. It seems that Lauren did not lie to us. This man is almost perfect. If he is the commander-in-chief, the Fire Cloud Army will definitely achieve greater glory. No, he still has shortcomings. Patton said seriously. He is too young and too weak now. It may take 100 years to train him. And I can't wait any longer. I want to return to the battlefield of all races. I want to do it so much. The other 3 generals looked at Patton like an idiot. Shut your stinky mouth. You have such a genius in front of you, and you are still picky. You really are. You can't spit out ivory from a dog's mouth. Patton. I am special. There are 2 very important things now. Taylor looked at Lauren. Jiang Chen's experience in dealing with all races, and his way of handling team battles. If he can do everything perfectly, then when he becomes a martial saint, he will be the 5th general. The Fire Cloud Army can also be handed over to him. Luo Lun thought for a moment and said, experience in dealing with all races is very simple. Jiang Chen has joined Team 6. He can follow Team 6 and fight with the alien races to gain experience in this area. As for teamwork, it should be apparent when he fights with Team 6. These are all small matters. At this moment, the soldier was trembling beside him. What did he hear? Jiang Chen, who was sitting on the machine at this moment, was actually the 5th general in the future? Gigi, we need to establish good relationships in advance. General Dennis spoke at this time. Don't forget one more thing, confirm Jiang Chen's strength. General Luo Lun said that Jiang Chen's hard power has reached the martial saint realm. Jiang Chen's body is indeed very strong, but this strength is not enough for him to defeat the martial saint. Whether Jiang Chen can defeat the martial saint is still a mystery. Oh, General Lauren, we are not questioning you, but, seeing is believing. Luo Lun laughed. It doesn't matter, it's actually a small matter. When Jiang Chen joins the 6th team, he will definitely go out to fight. When the time comes, you will pay attention to the battle video and naturally know Jiang Chen's strength. How is it? Any questions? The 3 generals shook their heads. That's no problem. We will move behind the scenes and observe Jiang Chen more. Then, according to Jiang Chen's practice method, we will prepare various practice resources and provide them to him. By the way, I see his body is so strong. Has he practiced the 8-9 mysterious arts? If so, we also need to prepare the materials. Although the materials for the 8-9 mysterious art are precious, it shouldn't be difficult for us to get him to the 5th level if we gather our strengths together. Luo Lun waved his hand. Okay, let's do this for now. You guys go down and gather materials for Jiang Chen. When Jiang Chen wakes up, I'll ask him if he has practiced the 8-9 mysterious arts. The other 3 generals, okay. Just like that, the 3 generals left the room, leaving only Lauren and the soldier in the room. The soldiers sighed in their hearts, what kind of treatment is this? What kind of treatment is this? The 4 generals of the Fire Cloud Army are fully preparing resources for Jiang Chen's cultivation, and they have even paved the way for him. This is FG ridiculous. If you give this to a pig, the pig can take off, right? If I had such treatment, I could also become a martial saint. The soldier shouted in his heart. But the soldiers also knew that the generals trained Jiang Chen because he could become Emperor Wu. If these resources were given to myself, I would become a martial saint, but the gap is still obvious. Jiang Chen didn't know what was happening in the outside world, he just kept on enduring the hunger that permeated his soul. Suddenly, Jiang Chen felt relaxed, and the hunger disappeared. What's going on? Have I trained my will? I can't even feel hungry just by relying on my will. The next moment, Jiang Chen suddenly felt overwhelmed with sleepiness. Sleepy. The feeling of lying in bed for the first time after staying up all night for 3 days. As long as you relax a little, you will fall asleep. Directly. Chapter 111. Take a nap, just take a nap. Take a nap and you won't feel sleepy anymore. Jiang Chen almost fell asleep, but the next moment, he managed to hold on with his willpower. I can't sleep. I'm training my will. If I fall asleep, the training won't be effective. Jiang Chen clenched his teeth. This machine is really insidious. I suddenly went from being extremely hungry to being extremely sleepy. What the hell, are you doing a surprise attack? Sleepy. Ah. Jiang Chen felt extremely sleepy, his head had become a mess and his eyelids were very heavy. He just wanted to close his eyes and have a good sleep. Will. Jiang Chen continued to persist. Soon, 30 minutes passed, and Jiang Chen, who was surrounded by sleepiness, suddenly felt a change. In addition to the sleepiness, the familiar feeling of hunger came again. Jiang Chen. Double attack? At this moment, Jiang Chen felt like he was about to have a mental breakdown. It's too hard to bear. I'm sleepy and hungry. Will. Jiang Chen said nothing, but just persisted. Time is passing by, and in addition to hunger and sleepiness, I also feel pain and cold. All kinds of extreme feelings rushed towards Jiang Chen. This biting cold. Jiang Chen's mentality has gradually stabilized. I haven't felt this way since I started practicing martial arts. This feeling seems to freeze my soul. This feeling of cold is indeed terrible, but at this moment, Jiang Chen is experiencing many extreme feelings, and he has gradually gotten used to it. I'm a little skeptical now. Can these things really strengthen my will? Will they make me numb in the end? Jiang Chen thought so. But no matter what, my mentality is indeed unprecedentedly calm, as calm as the stream on Beizai Mountain. Feel it. Suddenly, a silver-white light flashed in Jiang Chen's eyes. Time is still passing by. Soon, a day passed, the effect of the machine completely disappeared, and Jiang Chen walked off the machine. Oh. Jiang Chen stood up straight. Everything around him made him feel a little unreal. Now, I just feel relaxed, my will. Jiang Chen clenched his fists. Willpower was something illusory. He himself was not sure whether he could break through to the level of a martial saint. When I have time, I will try to see if I can break through to the martial saint level. Jiang Chen regained his composure and looked around, and found that in addition to the soldiers, Luo Lun was also here. Hey! Jiang Chen was a little surprised. Is this the second time? After entering the military camp, I met General Lauren for the second time. Isn't it said that the generals of the Huayun army rarely show up? Is the rumor wrong? Or does the general of the Huayun army pay special attention to me? General Luo Lun laughed and said to Jiang Chen, have you practiced the 8-9 mysterious skills? Jiang Chen nodded calmly, yes. Luo Lun's mind moved slightly. Sure enough, Jiang Chen had practiced the 8-9 profound art. He would need a lot of resources. After thinking for a while, Luo Lun said, we in the Huayun army attach great importance to the cultivation of talents. Your 8-9 mysterious art can be regarded as a special talent. If necessary, you can use Huayun points to exchange for materials for the 8-9 mysterious art. If you want to get more Fire Cloud points, you can take on more missions and kill some aliens for the Fire Cloud army. Luo Lun wanted to observe Jiang Chen for a while longer, so he didn't plan to confront him directly. After she is sure that Jiang Chen is completely fine, she will reveal her cards and give Jiang Chen all kinds of training resources for free. Now that I mentioned the 8-9 mysterious skills, I also wanted to show Jiang Chen the strength of the Fire Cloud army. It will also be more convenient when the showdown comes later. You see, our Huayun army is so powerful, you can get everything if you join us. Oh? Can it be exchanged for materials for the 8-9 profound art? Jiang Chen was a little surprised. Before, he was only thinking about how to break through to become a martial saint, and he really forgot about the 8-9 profound arts. In this case, the Fire Cloud army can indeed be of greater help to him. Before, I was thinking that after breaking through to the martial saint realm, I would leave the Fire Cloud army directly. Now, I have to change my plan. I will not leave for the time being. I will wait until I gather the resources for the 8-9 profound arts before I think about leaving. Besides, I used to think that 1,000,000 Fire Cloud points were a lot and I didn't know where to spend them. Now, I have a place to spend them. Jiang Chen knew very well that these 1 million fire cloud points could not even buy 1/10 of the materials for the second level of 8-9 mysterious arts. After all, each turn of the 8-9 profound art consumes a lot of resources. Even an ordinary martial saint would only be able to cultivate to the third turn after emptying his family's savings. It seems that I need to kill more aliens. Jiang Chen thought. If we kill all the aliens on this planet, we should be able to earn a lot of fire cloud points, right? Well, let's do it. We'll go out later and kill all the aliens here. With Jiang Chen's current strength, he is fully capable of doing this. Okay. General Lauren looked at Jiang Chen with a smile. Practice well and kill more aliens. I'm leaving now. I look forward to seeing you next time. After saying that, General Lauren turned and left. At this moment, she had not yet realized what would happen next. The opponents of all races that their 4 generals have worked so hard to train will most likely be wiped out. At the same time, the soldier in charge of the will-refining machine looked at Jiang Chen in a somewhat flattering manner. Master Jiang Chen, do you want to continue to condense your will? I'll give you a warm reminder. Generally speaking, after using a machine to condense your will once, you can't use it a second time within a week. Otherwise, it's easy to leave a psychological shadow. As you know, using this machine will make every aspect of your body feel very uncomfortable. Jiang Chen? What did I do to make this soldier so funny? Wasn't it normal before? Jiang Chen had no idea that the soldiers, listening to the conversation between the generals, had already regarded Jiang Chen as the 5th general. They did not dare to offend him in the slightest. Jiang Chen didn't understand and was too lazy to think about it. Well, I won't be able to use the machine for the time being. I'll go back and practice hard. Then I'll kill a few aliens and earn some fire cloud points. The soldier's mouth twitched slightly. Are you really going to kill aliens? Do you still need to earn fire cloud points? You can just practice here with peace of mind, and when you break through to the martial saint level, won't you have all kinds of resources? Oh. I really want to tell you the truth. You are a genius that the 4 great generals all have high hopes for. Forget it, I still can't say anything careless, so as not to upset the 4 generals. Take care. You are welcome to come back next time. The soldier could only bow and say goodbye to Jiang Chen. After saying goodbye to the soldiers, Jiang Chen walked towards the lounge of the 6th squad. At the same time, in the 9527 area, in the Great Federation, the second battle on the ancient Dark Star also began. P.S. Thanks for the gift, the inspiration capsule. It's Chinese New Year now, and the author doesn't have any talent, so I'll just give one to you. Bang bang bang. Chapter 112. This time, Ancient Ming Star's opponent is the 3rd-ranked planet, Eugene. It is still the familiar live broadcast, the familiar predictions, and the one-sided ratio. That's right, this time the ratio is still one-sided. Everyone supports Eugene Xing. It is true that Ancient Ming Xing showed great dominance in the last battle. But, what is Eugene Xing's strength? The average strength is at the Martial King level, ranking 3rd in the region. There are hundreds of millions of planets in the 9527 region, but they are still ranked 3rd. What kind of strength is this? Ancient Ming Star is a new planet that has only been cultivating for a year. How can it possibly challenge Eugene Star? What a joke. Even if all the people on Ancient Dark Star were geniuses, they would only be able to reach the martial master level at best after a year of training, right? How could he possibly surpass Eugene Star, whose average strength was at the Martial King level? The comments in the live broadcast room kept floating by. Gu Mingxing is good and has a promising future, but they chose the wrong opponent and they are too arrogant. Having just won the first battle as a novice, he dared to challenge Eugene Xing who was ranked 3rd. Damn, if we let them win again, they will definitely challenge for 1st place, right? That's too crazy. Indeed, Ancient Ming Xing needs to calm down a little and stop being too impatient. I really think they have a promising future. Compared with the various analyses in the barrage, Jukin didn't care so much. All in. All in. All in. All in. All in is a kind of wisdom. Jukin said nothing and just went all in. Brothers, we can pick up points again, ha ha ha. This time on the battlefield, it was a doomsday-style wasteland town with all kinds of collapsed high-rise buildings. On Eugene's side, everyone was wearing black high-tech combat uniforms, and everyone was carrying a weapon. As for the people on Ancient Ming Star, they were wearing combat uniforms, which Jukin had specially bought before, one for each person, replacing the animal skins. Then, each person had a gourd around his waist, which looked ordinary. With the start of the battle and a loud roar from Beijuda, everyone scattered and rushed out. It looked very messy, unlike Eugene Star's side, where everyone stood together in a neat square formation, which looked very standardized at first glance. A comment floated across the live broadcast room, the gap is indeed huge. It's difficult, Ancient Ming Xing, I really can't think of how they will win. Carlotta was the first to rush into Eugene Star's formation. Facing the attack from a group of martial kings, Carlotta was also somewhat embarrassed. Until Carrot transformed into a red-haired girl. The audience didn't know what was going on. Carlotte, who was originally in a miserable state, turned into a red-haired man and was unstoppable, defeating everyone. It was a clean and neat fight. Eugene Xing had no power to fight back and was killed by Carrot alone. It was similar to the previous Exelon star, the only difference was that the one who killed them was Burly. The audience in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. How could this be reasonable? He was clearly at the bottom a moment ago, and the next second, he shouted and turned into red hair. Did he win? Ah? What the hell? Several elders from the Chen family were also watching the live broadcast. No wonder Jukan said before that if he met someone with red hair, he would kneel down immediately. This is too powerful, sweeping away a group of martial kings. As for Jukan, he punched happily. All in. All in. Yet. If we say that defeating Exelon Star made Ancient Ming Star somewhat famous, then defeating Eugene Star, which ranks third, will make the name of Ancient Pluto resound throughout the 9527 area. You know, even if they are the number 1 planet, they can't crush Eugene. This means that the Ancient Ming Star is now number 1 in the 9527 region. They can now fully represent the 9527 region and participate in the Great Mo Mansion Star Competition. Next, we may have to go to the Damuo Mansion to participate in the Star Competition. Beijuda clenched his fists. We must take first place in the Great Mo Mansion. Give Master Jiang Chen a surprise. In the 9534 area, on Huayun Star, Jiang Chen came to the lounge of the 6th team. This lounge, in addition to a hall, has 11 rooms, 10 for team members and 1 for the team leader. At this moment, there were 9 warriors in the hall, all of whom were members of a team, and there was a team leader, the Scarlet Martial Saint. Welcome, welcome, you are the newcomer, right? The Scarlet Martial Saint immediately expressed his welcome when he saw Jiang Chen. Our previous teammate died in a confrontation, and now you are here to fill the vacant spot. The other team members also smiled and expressed their goodwill. Hello. Jiang Chen greeted everyone and then asked. Is that my room? I'll go in and rest for a while. The Scarlet Martial Saint said, it's room number 6. Jiang Chen nodded and entered room number 6. The room was very ordinary, just like a hotel room on Blue Star, with a bed, a table and chairs. Here, let's try it first. Jiang Chen stood in the middle of the room and let out a long breath. A peaceful state of mind. Buzz. Suddenly, a ball of silver-white light appeared on Jiang Chen's body, and his hair fluttered on its own, as if there was wind blowing. No, this seems to be the limit. Jiang Chen removed the silver-white light beside him. What he just used was the ultimate instinct. To be precise, it should be the beginning of the ultimate instinct. As his will was being tempered, his state of mind became increasingly calm. After reaching the ultimate state of calm, he gained some insights into the ultimate instinct. So he tried it, but unfortunately, he was just getting started and was still far from the real perfect ultra instinct. It doesn't matter if you practice more in the future, maybe you will succeed. Jiang Chen put his ultra instinct aside, and then began to try to condense his will and break through to the Martial Saint level. Look, how far am I from breaking through to Martial Saint? Jiang Chen closed his eyes and calmly felt the will. After a while, Jiang Chen opened his eyes. It's still a little short, but not by much. Jiang Chen himself can feel that his will is probably just one step away from becoming a saint. Next time I use that machine to condense my will, I will definitely be able to break through to the Martial Saint realm. It can only be used once a week, which means that after 7 days, Jiang Chen will definitely become a Martial Saint. Very good, in the remaining few days, I will go and earn Fire Cloud points. I will get some Fire Cloud points and practice my 8-9 profound art. In this way, my journey can be considered fruitful. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen walked out of his room. At this moment, the Scarlet Martial Saint was still chatting with everyone. They were planning how to fight, how to deal with the aliens, including how to earn Fire Cloud points. Chapter 113. The Crimson Martial Saint looked at Jiang Chen. Why did you come out? Did you rest enough? Jiang Chen smiled and said, well, I plan to go to the alien area to fight. Do you want to come with me? They were all in the same team, so Jiang Chen invited them out of courtesy. The Scarlet Martial Saint laughed, we won't go there for now, because we just fought with the alien race. I have a handbook of all races here, which records the information of each race. You can check it out. Be careful when you go out to practice alone. After saying that, he threw a booklet to Jiang Chen, which recorded the characteristics of each race. Thank you. Jiang Chen took the manual. Jiang Chen didn't know much about the various methods used by foreign races, so this manual was indeed of great help to him. Moreover, Jiang Chen's original goal of joining the Huayun army, besides breaking through to the level of Martial Saint, was to spar with these alien races. I want to see what is so unique about these foreign Martial Saints. Jiang Chen prepared his things, walked out of the barracks alone, and headed towards the area where the aliens were. At the same time, General Lauren also received the news that Jiang Chen went alone to challenge the aliens. Isn't this a bit too aggressive? Lauren looked worried. I know Jiang Chen is very strong and can fight against a Martial Saint, but it is too dangerous for him to fight against the aliens alone without his teammates. You know, there are also many Martial Saints on the alien side. If they join forces, how can Jiang Chen deal with it? Alas, Jiang Chen hasn't realized that this kind of tribe-level battle must rely on the team. But it doesn't matter, this small flaw can be corrected in the future. It won't have much impact. I will follow quietly. If he encounters danger, I can ensure his safety. Luo Lun followed and flew out of the military camp. She hid in the air to make sure Jiang Chen would not find him. When Jiang Chen was heading to the alien battlefield, he was also a little confused. What was this General Luo Lun doing? Was he flying in the air and observing him? Could it be that he really saw my talent and wanted to recruit me to become a senior leader of the Huayun army? Forget it, ignore her. Jiang Chen hurried on his way while flipping through the manual, probably memorizing all the information about the alien race in his mind. These myriad races were all painstakingly trained by the Fire Cloud Army, specifically for the soldiers to practice with. They try their best to simulate the cruelty of the myriad races on the battlefield. On Huayun Star, the strongest alien race is a 9th-level martial saint named Nine-Headed Insect. If you kill one of its heads and bring it back to the military camp, you can get hundreds of millions of Huayun points. Well, the fastest way to get rich is to challenge the Nine-Headed Insect. The manual also records that if you encounter a martial saint from another race, try not to kill him, just defeat him. After all, they are the sparring martial saints that the Huayun army has worked hard to train. If they are all killed, the Huayun army will be very distressed. However, the martial saints of foreign races can be killed at will. I understand. As long as I can get the Fire Cloud points, I won't kill him. The manual records that after defeating the alien martial saint, you will get the token. Even if you kill him, you can still exchange it for Fire Cloud points by bringing it back to the barracks. Putting away the manual, Jiang Chen accelerated and kept approaching the area where the aliens were. Soon, Jiang Chen came to the dividing line between the human race and all other races, a river. Go to the other side of the river, where all the races are. Let's go and take a look. Jiang Chen flashed and came to the other side of the river. Afterwards, Jiang Chen continued to go deeper but did not encounter any aliens. Where is the alien area you promised me? Why is there not a single alien here? Suddenly, Jiang Chen paused and found that his shadow moved. This is Shadow Clan. The Shadow Clan lives in the Shadow World and is extremely good at assassination. Wherever there are shadows, there are them. On the battlefield of all races, it also brought a lot of trouble to the human race. The next moment, Jiang Chen's shadow held a black sword and stabbed at Jiang Chen rapidly. Although I have read the introduction of the Shadow Clan in a brochure, it is still surprising to experience it in person. Jiang Chen sighed. Watching your own shadow assassinate you with your own eyes, this feeling is really strange. Bang! The shadow's long sword pierced Jiang Chen, and instantly, the long sword broke into pieces. Unable to break defense. The shadow paused, as if in shock. Why was Jiang Chen's body so powerful? The next moment, Jiang Chen punched the shadow into pieces. The various methods used by the myriad races are truly interesting. Jiang Chen accelerated and continued to move deeper into the alien race area. Let me see the methods used by other tribes. In the air, Lauren secretly bared his teeth. Jiang Chen's physical fitness was really terrifying. Even a martial arts master-level Shadow Clan member couldn't even break his defense with a full-strength attack. Good boy, when I was a martial arts master, I wasn't as cool as him. As Jiang Chen went deeper, he also encountered various strange tribes, such as those who could control dreams. Because he wanted to lull Jiang Chen to sleep, but it was ineffective, and he was smashed to pieces by Jiang Chen's punch. There were also some races that attacked Jiang Chen through sound, but they were all blown away by Jiang Chen's transformation into a super race. There are also the Phantom Clan, who can transform into the person that a person most desires to see in their heart, and completely imitate the other person's personality. At this moment, Jiang Chen was walking on the road, when suddenly a figure appeared in front of him. I am the Dragon God Salama, who saved the human race every day. You are very good. I can give you the power of the Dragon God and let you transform into the Dragon God form. It couldn't be more real. Even the aura around him was full of oppression. Jiang Chen felt that he might not be able to defeat this Dragon God Salama. But Jiang Chen knew very well that all of this was fake, and this terrifying feeling of oppression was also fake. Because the system panel showed that the other party was a martial master from the Phantom Clan. Alas, even the Phantom Clan knows that the person I want to see most is Salama. Jiang Chen raised his hand and killed the opponent with a Qigong cannon. No one would think that the person I want to see the most is Zhang Yunyi, right? No way. Jiang Chen continued to move forward. After all, if he wanted to see Zhang Yunyi, he could do so with just an instant teleportation. As for Salama, she is someone you can never meet even if you want to. The methods used by the races I've seen so far are really strange. Although they are useless to me, I can imagine. In the battlefield of all races, they will inevitably cause all kinds of trouble to ordinary humans when dealing with them. Jiang Chen continued walking, and suddenly, he came to an area, his body became lighter, and he flew directly into the air. What about gravity? Why did the gravity in this area disappear? Jiang Chen was startled at first, then immediately thought of the records in the booklet. A place with special rules. In the universe, the rules are different in some places. For example, the normal rule is that there is gravity, but in these areas, there is no gravity. There aren't too many places with special rules, but there are probably 5 or 6 in each universe. Chapter 114. The demon race occupies the southern universe. Within this universe, there are also 4 or 5 places with special rules. At the same time, in these places with special rules, there live special monster races. They are very well adapted to the rules here, and humans will suffer a lot if they fight against them. Among them, the most famous place of special rules among all races is the place of rules where all cultivation and supernatural powers are invalid. There, strength depends entirely on the body. In order to deal with this place with special rules, the human race has created special talents, the fighters. In short, the battle between humans and all other races is extremely complicated. In addition to competing in cultivation, they also compete in various other things. A place with special rules. Jiang Chen floated in the air, trying to adapt to the rules here. Generally speaking, in places with special rules, there will be special alien races living there. They have adapted to the rules here since childhood. These rules are special rules for us, but they are normal rules for them. They have an absolute advantage in fighting here. Flying skills are useless. In this land of rules, no living creature can fly. I need to stabilize myself quickly. While Jiang Chen was still trying to stabilize his body, several strange creatures with bared fangs and claws flew over from a distance. They are all over 2 meters tall, with slender bodies, especially their fingers, which are as long and slender as human forearms. This is the Moon Clan. Jiang Chen remembered it was mentioned in the booklet. These are all members of the Moon Clan who are at the Martial Honor Realm. Fortunately, they are not at the Martial Saint Realm. If the Moon Clan's Martial Saint came in person to fight in this unfamiliar environment, Jiang Chen might also suffer a loss. The booklet also says that if we fight in a place like this, the energy bombs will get out of control. Jiang Chen decided to give it a try. He raised his hand and released an energy bomb at a Moon Clan member who broke in. After the energy bullet was fired, it instantly lost gravity and flew directly into the sky. As expected, I can't even aim. However, if I can adapt to the environment here, I can control this energy bomb. While Jiang Chen was still adapting, several Moon Clan members of the Wuzun level had already arrived not far from Jiang Chen. It's the human race. How many times has the human race dared to intrude into our territory? No matter which one he is, kill him. These Moon Clan members attacked together, stretched out their arms in the air, and attacked Jiang Chen. Moment. Boom. An unknown powerful pressure rushed towards Jiang Chen. If Jiang Chen's body was not extremely strong, this pressure might have directly crushed Jiang Chen's internal organs. What a peculiar method of attack. Jiang Chen closed his eyes and sensed it. Almost. I've almost adapted to the rules here. The next moment, Jiang Chen suddenly raised his hand and released another energy bomb. This time, the energy bomb did not fly into the air, but quickly and accurately hit a member of the Moon Clan. The opponent was hit and staggered. Impossible. The Moon Clan martial lord was shocked. When humans enter their territory, they usually need to adapt for more than 10 minutes before they can fight back. But how come this guy in front of me has completely adapted to the situation in just a few seconds? Is his adaptation speed that fast? The rules in your territory are indeed very uncomfortable at first. Jiang Chen teleported and appeared behind a member of the Moon Clan. But, sorry, I've experienced worse feelings than this. In other words, I can adjust quickly whoosh. With a single slash of his hand, Jiang Chen instantly killed the Moon Clan martial master. What? A fatal blow. The Moon Clan's martial masters were shocked and retreated one after another. Oh no, it might be the human martial saint. Let's retreat. Run. Ask our tribe's martial saint to fight him. This guy is too dangerous. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In an instant, this group of Moon Clan's martial masters disappeared. Their escape speed was beyond measure. So fast. Jiang Chen exclaimed. It disappeared in an instant. It was so fast that I couldn't catch up even with teleportation. Forget it, just run away. They are just a few martial lords anyway. Killing them won't yield many fire cloud points. Jiang Chen continued to move forward and encountered no more Moon Clan creatures on the road. Just like that, Jiang Chen left this place with special rules. I walked out. Jiang Chen turned his head and looked at the place with special rules thoughtfully. When they were running away, didn't they shout that they wanted to find the martial saint? How come the martial saint of the Moon Clan didn't take action even after I came out? Could it be that the martial saint of the Moon Clan was scared? Jiang Chen's guess was correct. He heard from the Moon Clan's martial lords that they encountered a powerful man who could kill a martial lord in seconds, and he was suspected to be the human clan's martial saint. The Moon Clan's martial saint made a prompt decision and decided not to provoke the human clan's martial saint. Why would I provoke the martial saint of the human race? The martial saint of the Moon Clan lay there leisurely. This is the territory of the human race. It would be useless for me to fight with the martial saint of the human race. If I hit him too hard and hurt him, I would be punished by the 4 generals. If I don't fight back and just get beaten, it would be painful. So, I just played it badly and didn't provoke him. That's it. It's better to have less trouble than more. Jiang Chen looked at the Moon Clan martial saint unhappily. So, you're just going to lie down here? Moon Clan martial saint? Who's answering the call? He sat up and looked at Jiang Chen with narrowed eyes. Human race? Is this the human race martial saint that his subordinates reported to him earlier? When did he appear beside him? Oh, I'm so disappointed. Jiang Chen rolled up his sleeves. Come on, fight me, don't be lazy. He walked out of the area with special rules and saw that the Moon Clan martial saint did not take any action, so he turned back and found the martial saint's hiding place. Moon Clan martial saint. Why should I fight with you? The Moon Clan martial saint took out a stone and said, this is my token. Holding it is enough to prove that you have defeated me. You can use it to exchange for fire cloud points. Take it away quickly and don't disturb my rest. After saying that, the Moon Clan martial saint threw the stone to Jiang Chen and continued to lie down. Jiang Chen. Get the hell up here. Jiang Chen rushed to the Moon Clan martial saint and grabbed him with one hand. I want to fight you more than fire cloud point. Speed. These words were meant sincerely. To Jiang Chen, fighting against a martial saint level expert in such a place with special rules was a rare combat experience. His scion blood was boiling. He will enjoy this battle. Moon Clan Martial Saint? Are you FG sick? I've given you the token, and you still want to fight? Do you understand the rules? I'll give you the token, and you leave. Damn, did you get kicked in the head by a donkey? Get out. The Moon Clan's Martial Saint waved his hand impatiently. Boom. Instantly, powerful energy burst out and directly fanned Jiang Chen away. Moon Clan Martial Saint? I didn't use any strength. Isn't he a martial saint? Why does he seem as weak as a martial lord? Okay. Jiang Chen stood up from a distance. You hit me first, hard. You have nothing to say now, right? I was justified in my counterattack. Chapter 115. Moon Clan Martial Saint. If this isn't fraud, what is it? Blackmail, right? You are slandering me. The Moon Clan's Martial Saint was very angry. I didn't even use any strength. How could you, a martial arts saint, not be able to withstand my casual attack? Jiang Chen laughed. Sorry, I'm a martial arts master, I really can't handle it. As soon as he finished speaking, a faint silver-white light appeared on Jiang Chen's body. The secret sign of freedom. Enlightenment. The Moon Clan's Martial Saint widened his eyes and said, You are a martial lord, and you dare to come and challenge me? I think you are looking for death. Then I'll teach you a lesson, so that you know that the power of the Martial Saint cannot be offended. After saying that, the Moon Clan Martial Saint took action directly, pointed his finger in the air, and an invisible energy rushed towards Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen just closed his eyes, and when the energy rushed over, he turned his head to avoid the attack. Moon Clan Martial Saint? Why are you trying to be so cool? There's no one else here except the two of us. Even if you close your eyes and act cool, no one can see it. You can pretend to be something you like. The Moon Clan Martial Saint felt very annoyed. A martial lord was acting like a martial emperor. What was he pretending to be? Then, the Moon Clan Martial Saint raised his hand, and in an instant, dozens of invisible attacks rushed towards Jiang Chen. Let's see how you can dodge. With so many attacks, I'll smash you to death. Facing these numerous attacks, Jiang Chen still did not open his eyes, but just tilted his head slightly. Sniff sniff. Micron-level displacement, all these attacks were avoided by Jiang Chen. Impossible. The Moon Clan Martial Saint widened his eyes. This was the attack method of a martial saint. Even a martial saint who was extremely good at dodging couldn't dodge it all. Not to mention, the opponent was just a martial lord. How did this guy do it? You are the FG martial saint? Are you teasing me here? The martial saint of the Moon Clan felt annoyed. A martial master cannot do this. Very well, I have been tolerant again and again, but you keep teasing me. Do you really think that I have no temper? After saying this, the Moon Clan Martial Saint slowly flew into the air, emitting a terrifying energy pressure. Aren't you good at dodging? Let me see how you dodge this move. The method of the life force, the moon is all over the sky, boom. A dazzling blue light burst out from the body of the Moon Clan Martial Saint. In an instant, all the places illuminated by the blue light were evaporated into water vapor. However, when the blue light hit Jiang Chen, it was unable to break through the silver-white light on Jiang Chen's body. It's like a protective shield that keeps all attacks out. What? The Moon Clan Martial Saint was shocked again. I threw out one of my ultimate moves, but nothing happened to the opponent. Isn't the gap in strength too big? Could it be that he is a high-level martial saint? Did I offend him in some way? At this moment, the Moon Clan Martial Saint was a little scared. He should apologize himself. What a stupid apology. Even if you are a high-level martial saint, you can't tease me like this. Watch out. This is the price of teasing a martial saint. The Moon Clan Martial Saint raised his hand, and instantly, a bright white light condensed. Shoot. The white light aimed at Jiang Chen. In just a moment, the white light rushed in front of Jiang Chen. This attack speed completely surpassed the speed of light. This is the Moon Clan Martial Saint's fastest attack method. What he wants is that Jiang Chen cannot avoid it. At this moment, Jiang Chen suddenly opened his eyes, and his pupils turned completely silver-white. One step closer to ultimate freedom. Jiang Chen still turned sideways and avoided the attack with ease. Impossible. This exclamation came from Lauren in the air. She couldn't avoid the attack from the Moon Clan Martial Saint just now, even if she was allowed to, she could only resist it. Because it was really too fast. Jiang Chen actually avoided the super light speed attack perfectly. What is his origin? What kind of martial arts is this guy practicing? Luo Lun thought that Jiang Chen's pupils turning silver-white and his extremely fast dodge were the result of some kind of martial arts. I've never seen this before. Could it be some martial arts technique that the martial emperor has not passed down? That's too outrageous. Is Jiang Chen still carrying on the martial emperor's legacy? Then, does he still think highly of the Huoyun army? The Huoyun army, no wonder he dared to go deep into the alien area alone. With such strength, who needs to rely on a team? On the ground, the Moon Clan Martial Saint was still attacking hard. You're good at hiding, right? You're good at hiding, right? I don't believe it. The Moon Clan Martial Saint launched a crazy attack. Jiang Chen kept advancing in the dense attack. All the attacks could not touch Jiang Chen at all. Just like that, Jiang Chen advanced and dodged, getting closer and closer to the Moon Clan Martial Saint's body. For some reason, the Moon Clan Martial Saint felt a little scared when he saw Jiang Chen approaching. He had an inexplicable sense of fear. Whoosh! As Jiang Chen dodged another energy attack, his body had already arrived in front of the Moon Clan Martial Saint. Ah! The Moon Clan Martial Saint yelled and punched Jiang Chen. Don't come over here! The punch hit Jiang Chen with a bang, knocking him out. Moon Clan Martial Saint? Lauren, who was watching the game. Why didn't you avoid it this time? Could it be that this dodge is a certain skill that he has reached his limit and can no longer use? The Moon Clan Martial Saint made a bold guess. If that's the case, I have a chance of defeating him, right? After being knocked out, Jiang Chen crashed into several trees and finally fell to the ground. The silver-white light on his body and his silver-white pupils all disappeared. Ouch, it hurts a bit. My Ultra Instinct is still not perfect enough. Just now, facing the attack of the Moon Clan Martial Saint, he could not maintain his ultimate instinct and it dissipated directly. Forget it, no more practice. Let's end it. Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and terrifying energy burst out from his body. Moment. Boom. Countless lightning bolts fell and hit Jiang Chen. Not far away, the Moon Clan Martial Saint was still thinking, should he pursue the victory and attack Jiang Chen? Suddenly, his expression changed. What a terrifying energy. This is an energy that surpasses that of a martial saint. Could it be a martial emperor? What's going on? Lauren felt numb. Jiang Chen actually has such a terrifying energy hidden in him? This is the martial emperor level. It is enough for a martial lord to rival a martial saint. How can he reach the martial emperor level? Is this reasonable? Ah! Jiang Chen suddenly exploded, and a powerful aura burst out from around his body. Boom! This aura swept out directly, and the moment the Moon Clan Martial Saint touched the aura, he spat out a mouthful of blood. You can hurt me with your aura alone. You must be a martial emperor. Whoosh! The next moment, Jiang Chen appeared in front of the Moon Clan Martial Saint and placed one hand on the Moon Clan Martial Saint's shoulder. You practiced with me for a while, so I won't make it difficult for you. After saying that, he flicked his finger at the Moon Clan's Martial Saint's forehead, and with a whoosh, the Moon Clan's Martial Saint was flicked away. Okay. Jiang Chen released the Super 5 form and picked up the token that the Moon Clan Martial Saint had dropped on the ground. In this battle, the progress of Ultra Instinct increased by 1, and the pupils have turned white. It can be said that this is a standard sign of Ultra Instinct. Pa, thanks also to other brothers who sent gifts. As I said, the author doesn't have any talent, so I'll just kowtow to you all, bang bang bang. Chapter 116. I have already mastered the standard sign of Ultra Instinct. Jiang Chen looked into the distance. Then, I am almost there, close to the true and perfect Ultra Instinct. Keep going. The strongest Hydra among all the races is still waiting for me. After saying that, Jiang Chen continued to move forward. And Lauren, who was in the air, saw this scene and thought for a while. She silently took out the communicator and sent a message to the 3 generals, aren't you collecting materials for the 8-9 profound art? I advise you to collect them faster. The 3 generals were puzzled, what do you mean? Collect faster? Is Jiang Chen in a hurry to use it? No way. Didn't we agree to observe him for a few days to see what his character is like? Only if his character is good will the materials be given to him. If his character is problematic, we have evidence but we won't give it to him. Luo Lun laughed, character? Stop it. No matter how bad his character is, you have to give him all the materials. Because he can earn a lot of fire cloud points. When the time comes, he uses fire cloud points to exchange for materials, can you not give them to him? The 3 generals did not believe it, using fire cloud points to exchange materials. What a joke. Can he kill all the martial saints of the 10,000 races? If he can't kill them, where did he get so many fire cloud points? Lauren, he can. 3 generals? Luo Lun continued to send messages, I think that all the plans we originally set are redundant. We can just recognize Jiang Chen as the commander-in-chief, and then hand over all resources to Jiang Chen to help him practice, and that's it. Really, it saves time and effort, and is especially reassuring. We don't have to use our brains anymore. 3 generals? No, sister, why are the 3 of us unable to understand what you are saying now? Luo Lun, you are looking for other martial saints to exchange for training materials, right? Now, hurry back to Huayun Star. Once you see Jiang Chen fighting with all his strength, you will understand everything. The 3 generals, okay, wait, we will go back now. We want to see how brave Jiang Chen is when he fights with all his strength. On Jiang Chen's side, he left the Moon Clan's location and started to move forward. Well, there are a few alien martial saints over there, let's go and take a look. On the way to find the 9-headed insect, if Jiang Chen encounters other alien martial saints, he will also take action to wipe them out, after all, he needs a large number of fire cloud points. Many foreign martial saints do not have the mentality of the Moon Clan martial saint. After seeing Jiang Chen, they want to kill you. Even if this is the human race's territory, we will kill you. If we succeed by chance, it will be considered revenge on the human race, and we will let you humans imprison us. So, they came up and fought with Jiang Chen, and were beaten black and blue by Jiang Chen. I feel like this ultra instinct is fine if I practice it occasionally. If I practice it all the time, it just doesn't feel right. Jiang Chen had just fought with a martial saint from another race, and he used the ultimate freedom sign again, but this time, he felt something was strange and not smooth enough. It was far inferior to the moment when he fought with the Moon Clan martial saint, when he felt the ultimate freedom and ease, which was truly smooth. I'll go back and meditate for a while. I feel that one shouldn't be in a hurry when practicing the Ultra Instinct. One must be extremely calm, like a stream on a steamed bun. As Jiang Chen defeated several alien martial saints and continued to go deeper, he finally arrived in front of the nine-headed insect. The strongest alien martial saint here, the 9th level martial saint, was a subordinate enslaved by the Huayun Emperor. After the death of the Emperor, he has been resting in Huayun Star. It was also because of the 4 great generals coming together to persuade him that he was willing to take on the role of the strongest martial saint among all races. Here on Huayun Star, this 9-headed insect is the king of the alien race. Human. The Hydra is huge, like a small mountain, and has 9 heads. The eyes on each head are as big as those of humans. You can imagine how huge this guy is. If you defeat me, you can get my token. If you go to the Fire Cloud army, you can exchange it for a lot of Fire Cloud points. Jiang Chen nodded. I know, 9-headed insect, let me see your strength. Of course, I also want to see the special abilities of your tribe. The 9-headed insect said nothing, but on one of its heads, it opened its mouth and blew a breath towards Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen dodged and tried to dodge. The next moment, he found that he was unable to move. We, the giant insect race, move slowly, so. The Hydra explained to Jiang Chen. I can transfer my bulky body to you, whoosh. The next moment, the 9-headed insect leaped into the air, using its huge body to block out the sunday. Jiang Chen was stunned. Looking at the huge 9-headed insect above his head, he was shocked beyond words. It felt like seeing a huge old sow suddenly leap up as high as a 20-story building. It's more shocking than a sow climbing a tree. Isn't this too awesome? At the same time, the breath that the 9-headed insect had spewed out earlier also rushed in front of Jiang Chen. Teleport. Jiang Chen teleported and came behind the 9-headed insect. At this moment, the 9-headed insect hadn't noticed that Jiang Chen had already slipped away. He sat down hard on the place where Jiang Chen was standing. Invincible meteorite drop. The 9-headed insect also muttered something under his breath. Actually, I just sat down. Bang. The 9-headed insect fell to the ground, and smoke rose up from the ground, as if a sandstorm was coming. Are you still alive? Human boy? Why can't you feel that? After saying that, the 9-headed insect twisted its butt. You won't be crushed into minced meat by me, will you? I really can't feel it at all. Jiang Chen flew to one of the heads of the 9-headed insect. I'm above you. The 9-headed insect was stunned for a moment, and then a dazzling light emanated from its body, and it blasted directly towards Jiang Chen. When? The 9-headed insect was confused. The other party had a bulky body, so logically speaking, his movement speed should be very slow. How is it possible to jump behind me? This is so weird. All the light released by the 9-headed insect was shot into the air, so Jiang Chen teleported in front of the 9-headed insect and avoided this move. Indeed, you make it difficult for me to move, but, isn't it okay if I don't move? I'm telling you, I'm teleporting. Jiang Chen appeared under the Hydra and gathered all his strength. Transform into Super 5. Then he punched out. Bang. The 9-headed insect was directly knocked flying into the sky. Imitate it. Jiang Chen placed his hands on his waist and gathered energy in his hands. Take my Kamehameha. Suddenly, Jiang Chen put his hands in front of him, and the energy in his hands rushed towards the 9-headed insect. Boom. The dazzling white light engulfed the 9-headed insect. When the white light faded, a man with a capable figure stood in the air with a harpoon in his hand. That's a good attack. It can actually force me to use my second form. Chapter 117. The 9-headed insect laughed and said, we, the giant insect race, can condense the power in our bodies and absorb it completely, turning into our current thin bodies. In this state, it is easier for us to fight. But there is always a trade-off. After I transform, you will be able to move freely. Jiang Chen clenched his fists. Indeed, he originally felt that his body was extremely heavy, but now that heaviness was gone. Not bad, then let's start the second round. Jiang Chen slowly assumed a fighting stance, with his hands in front of him. Okay. The Hydra raised the harpoon. Then, come on. In an instant, Jiang Chen and the 9-headed insect were fighting each other. The 9-headed monster attacked Jiang Chen with a harpoon, but Jiang Chen raised his hand and blocked the harpoon. Then he punched the 9-headed insect directly, and the 9-headed insect was knocked flying backwards. The way the 9-headed insect uses its will seems to be a little different. After hitting the 9-headed insect with a punch, Jiang Chen could feel the amplification of the other party's will. It seems that this is the only thing missing. Originally, after using the machine, Jiang Chen was only one step away from breaking through to the martial saint level. Today, he fought with several martial saints again, feeling how they used their willpower, and had accumulated a lot of experience. The unique way of using the 9-headed insect's will was like an inspiration, instantly opening up Jiang Chen. I understand. It's that simple, Jiang Chen figured it out. This is the will into sanctity. Jiang Chen suddenly loosened his fist and cancelled the Super 5 transformation. At this moment, his realm has reached the first level of martial saint. Whoosh. In the distance, the 9-headed insect that was knocked away rushed out again. You can actually knock me away with one punch, that's not easy, let's fight again, eh? What about your word transformation? Don't fight anymore. When seeing Jiang Chen release from Super 5 status and return to normal state, Hydra thought Jiang Chen didn't want to fight anymore. No. Jiang Chen shook his head. The battle still needs to continue. I cancel the transformation because it is no longer needed. The nine-headed insect bared its teeth and said, Good boy, what do you mean? You don't need to transform to hit me. Are you so confident? After all, I am a 9th rank martial saint. Then let me see how much stronger you have become. The nine-headed insect attacked again and attacked Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen fought the enemy in his normal way, but was suppressed by the nine-headed insect in an instant, and was beaten without any ability to fight back. As a newly promoted martial saint, there is indeed a gap between me and the 9th rank martial saint. Faced with another attack from the nine-headed insect, Jiang Chen was unable to resist and was directly knocked away by the nine-headed insect. The nine-headed insect laughed loudly, Boy, if you don't transform, you are no match for me. Otherwise, why don't you transform? Jiang Chen stood up from the ground, clenched his fists, and said, Let's transform. Super 1. Boom. Golden energy burst out. Hey. The nine-headed insect scratched his head. Humans have so many transformations. It was silver before, but now it has turned into gold. Forget it, never mind, let's try it first. The nine-headed insect rushed towards Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen also rushed towards the nine-headed insect, and the two fought fiercely again. However, Jiang Chen, who had transformed into Super 1, was still suppressed. Although he could fight back occasionally, he was unable to cause effective damage. It seems that using Super 1 to deal with the 9th rank martial saint is totally inadequate. Jiang Chen continued to improve, and in the dual diagram, he directly transformed into Super 3. As soon as he successfully transformed, Jiang Chen was knocked away by the nine-headed monster. FK, what form is this? The nine-headed insect felt like he had learned something new. How could a human being have so many transformations? That's really outrageous. Super Saiyan 3 is not enough, then let's transform into Super Saiyan 4. Jiang Chen transformed directly into Super Saiyan 4 while being knocked into the air. Then he rushed towards the Hydra again. Bang! This time, Jiang Chen had the upper hand. I almost figured it out. Jiang Chen calculated. After breaking through to the level of Martial Saint, when facing a 9th level Martial Saint, he only needs to transform into Super Saiyan 4 to deal with him. If he was at the previous Martial Honor realm, he would have no power to resist even the weakest First Order Martial Saint even if he transformed into Super Saiyan 4. Then, let's end it. Bang! Jiang Chen suddenly launched an attack and hit the body of the nine-headed insect with one punch. Ah! The nine-headed insect felt dizzy and lost all resistance. Your transformation is strong. Afterwards, the nine-headed insect fainted. Luo Lun covered his mouth in the air. Did Jiang Chen break through to the martial saint level? Although he couldn't sense Jiang Chen's aura, that energy fluctuation should not be wrong. Jiang Chen has broken through and become a martial saint. A 19-year-old martial saint who can defeat a 9th rank martial saint head-on. Luo Lun turned around and flew towards the military camp, while continuing to send messages to the three generals. Where are you three? Jiang Chen has already passed the level. 3 generals? Clearance? What does that mean? Don't rush me. I'll be back to Huayun Star in one day. Jiang Chen took away one of the nine-headed insect's heads, which was considered a token and could be exchanged for fire cloud points later. As for the nine-headed insect, as long as he has enough energy, he can condense its head again. Okay, let's go back to the barracks. Jiang Chen looked in the direction of the barracks. I have defeated all the foreign martial saints here. There should be a lot of fire cloud points here. This time I joined the fire cloud army. Not only did I break through to the martial saint level, but with the help of a machine, I was able to enter the realm of the ultimate self-definition, and at the same time, I was able to obtain the materials for the 8-9 mysterious art. Very profitable. Jiang Chen flew into the air, accelerated, and flew towards the military camp. At the entrance of the military camp, not long after Luo Lun landed, Jiang Chen also flew over. Hey! General Luo Lun, just in time. Jiang Chen called out to Luo Lun. I have the martial saint's token here. Please exchange it for fire cloud points for me. Lauren covered his ears, pretending that he couldn't hear anything, and ran away. It wasn't that she ignored Jiang Chen, because she knew what Jiang Chen was going to do. Jiang Chen wanted to exchange for the materials of the 8-9 profound art. But the problem is, the 3 generals haven't come back yet, and the materials are not on Fire Cloud Star. No matter how many Fire Cloud points Jiang Chen is given, it's useless. He can't spend them. Jiang Chen? Why did General Lauren ignore me? Jiang Chen dodged and stood in front of General Luo Lun. General Lauren, why are you running? Lauren, well. Luo Lun sighed and said, you want Fire Cloud points to exchange for the materials for 8-9 mysterious arts, right? Jiang Chen nodded, that's right. Luo Lun continued, then you have to wait for a day. The 3 generals are still outside collecting materials and will not be back until tomorrow. Even if I give you Fire Cloud points now, you won't be able to exchange for materials. Jiang Chen. So there is no material on Huayun Star? Then you said before that there is material on Huayun Star? Jiang Chen looked at General Luo Lun suspiciously, thinking, you are a 9th level martial saint, and you are lying. General Luo Lun shouted, who is lying? Who knew you could accumulate Fire Cloud points so quickly? In just a short while, you have already generated so many Fire Cloud points. Chapter 118. Think about it, the materials needed to practice the 8-9 mysterious arts cover all aspects. How can you ask the Fire Cloud Army to give them to you all at once? Don't you have to collect them slowly? Since we need to collect them, doesn't it take time? Think about it, if you collect the Fire Cloud points more slowly, it will take 1 month. 1 month to collect enough Fire Cloud points. Well, we have 1 month, and we can definitely gather all the materials. So, do you understand? Whose problem is this? Jiang Chen pointed his finger at himself. So, it's my problem? I was too fast in making the Fire Cloud point. Luo Lun nodded frantically. Congratulations, you got it right. Who told you to be so fast? It's not your problem, whose problem is it? Jiang Chen? Can you please be careful with your words? Don't think that just because you are an old lady who has lived for 100,000 years, you can slander others. I am really unhappy. Luo Lun spread his hands and said, anyway, there is no material now. You have to wait for a day until they return to Huayun Star. Jiang Chen sighed, okay, I'll wait for a day. Luo Lun suddenly changed the subject and said to Jiang Chen mysteriously, Jiang Chen, are you interested in being the commander-in-chief of Huayun Star? If you are willing, everything on Huayun Star will be yours. Even our generals will work for you and be loyal to you. Jiang Chen looked at Luo Lun suspiciously, I have so many Fire Cloud points now. Are you afraid that I will spend them and buy all the treasures on Fire Cloud Star? Are you saying this on purpose? Lauren stumbled and almost tripped over himself, don't spit blood at me, we just think you are a genius and want you to lead us. I solemnly invite you to take us to kill all the races. We have been waiting for 100,000 years for you as our leader. Jiang Chen pondered for a while and said, let me think about it. 1 day later, in the deep space of the universe, Taking Wushan was flying above a burning star. Just below his feet, a blue light began to spread out. In less than a minute, the blue light enveloped the entire star. Concentrate. As the martial saint Taking whispered, the blue light suddenly became several times brighter. In just a moment, the originally burning star was frozen into an ice ball. Bang! Taking Wushan landed and stood on the ice ball. It is God's will. My magical power, the frozen purgatory, has been broken through today. It can even freeze a star directly. Taking martial saint slowly clenched his fists. The heavens also know that I have encountered an enemy and that I need strength, so they helped me to break through my magical powers. Humph, this time, the heavens are on my side. The martial saint who killed my son, I see you. Where can you escape to? And the dragons you stole, return them all to me. Taking Wushan took a breath and prepared to continue looking for Jiang Chen's trace. Suddenly, his Fire Cloud Army token rang, and a message came from it. All Fire Cloud Army soldiers, squad leaders and captains who are outside, return to Fire Cloud Star together. Something big is happening. If you do not return to Fire Cloud Star within 1 day, your status as a member of the Fire Cloud Army will be automatically revoked. Upon seeing this news, Taking Wushan raised his eyebrows. If one cannot return to Huayun Star within 1 day, his identity will be revoked? My god, this is really a big deal. Does that mean we are going to join the war? Fight the enemies on the battlefield of tens of thousands of tribes? Never mind, let's go back first. Taking Martial Saint flew into the air and headed towards Huayun Star. On Huayun Star, Jiang Chen just showed his strength and beat several generals dizzy. That's awesome. General Taylor staggered and seemed about to fall, but he still gave a thumbs up and said to Jiang Chen. You are so strong. Join our Fire Cloud Army and lead us to fight against all races. We really need strong people like you. General Patton also looked at Jiang Chen sincerely, the human race and the myriad races are inherently incompatible. With your powerful strength, sooner or later you will have to go to the myriad races battlefield. When the time comes, you will also need help, let us fight side by side. Jiang Chen did not reply immediately, but thought in his heart. Indeed, the battlefield of all races is filled with powerful men. If for no other reason than to have a good fight, I would go to the battlefield. Although the Scions are powerful, none of them has reached the level of Martial Saint, and they still need time to develop. If a group of Martial Saints take action, perhaps they can really help me. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen said, of course you can, but I won't go to the 10,000 races battlefield now. When we go to the 10,000 races battlefield, we can go together. This is my only condition. The 4 generals laughed together. I thought it was some kind of condition, but it turns out to be just this. Then we'll just wait a little longer. Anyway, we've already passed 100,000 years, so waiting a few more years won't be a big deal. At this moment, General Dennis looked at Patton and laughed. What did you say before? You said Jiang Chen is perfect in every way, but he is too young. If you want to train him, it may take 100 years. Now what? Look, will it take another 100 years? Barton scratched his head and laughed dryly. Haha, don't laugh at me. Before seeing it with my own eyes, who would have thought that Jiang Chen would be so strong? Let's not talk about this. Anyway, it's a good thing. Jiang Chen joining the Huayun army is a great thing. Well, I'll go notify the Fire Cloud army soldiers outside, call them back, and announce to them that Jiang Chen is the new commander-in-chief. Anyway, Jiang Chen is the strongest among us, so I have no objection to him being the commander-in-chief. The other 3 generals also agreed, we have no problem. In the world of warriors, the bigger the fist, the more right it is. Jiang Chen should be the commander-in-chief. Just like that, everyone unanimously agreed to let Jiang Chen serve as the commander-in-chief. General Taylor walked up to Jiang Chen and took out a storage ring. inside this are the materials for the 8-9 mysterious art, enough for you to practice to the 3rd level. The remaining materials are not yet ready. We can't help it. We came back in a hurry. After we finish dealing with things, we will go out again and bring you more materials. Jiang Chen smiled and said, thank you for your hard work. Jiang Chen is now at the 1st level. It will take 9 days to cultivate to the 2nd level, and another 9 days to the 3rd level. There are a total of 18 days, which is enough time for Taylor and his team to gather new materials. WB at Jiang Chen suddenly thought of something. By the way, does the Huayun army have a way to cross the universe? The 4 generals looked at each other and laughed. You've come to the right people by asking us. This method has to start with the protection mechanism. You should have heard of this legend. There are many treasures in the Fire Cloud army. In order to prevent other martial emperors from robbing, the Fire Cloud martial emperor specially created a protection mechanism. As long as there are strong people who forcibly plunder, we can take the Fire Cloud star and run away. And this protection mechanism contains a method to cross the universe. Chapter 119. Through the protection mechanism, we can easily cross the universe, but speaking of it, a few days ago, some space forces were scattered and caused space turbulence. It goes straight to the Northern Territory. I don't know if there are any people from the Northern Territory who have been brought to our Eastern Territory. Jiang Chen was stunned when he heard what the 4 generals said. Could it be that Tian Tian went to the East region because the Fire Cloud army created the space turbulence? If you think about it carefully, it's very possible. How could something like space turbulence appear for no reason? There must be a reason. It's good to be able to travel to other universes through the protection mechanism. Jiang Chen was in a good mood. He felt that it was a good decision to come to Huayun Star this time. Everyone, please take me to see this protection mechanism. I may have to go to the Northern Territory to take a look in the next few days. The 4 generals said it was no problem and took Jiang Chen to see the protection mechanism. The protection mechanism is actually a giant machine with an extremely complex structure, which exudes rich spatial energy. If the 4 of us generals work together, we can activate this machine, and then input the coordinates to teleport one person or multiple people. Taylor introduces the machine to Jiang Chen. At the same time, this machine needs to be maintained regularly, otherwise the internal space energy may overflow at any time and cause space turbulence. Oh, by the way, Jiang Chen, since you are already the commander-in-chief of my Fire Cloud army, why don't you record your own information? Then, you can start the machine yourself. Just like that, Jiang Chen entered his information. After finishing these things, Jiang Chen decided to practice for a while. This made the 4 generals feel very emotional. So young, so strong, and so hardworking? This kid is really amazing. Jiang Chen went back to practice, and the 4 generals were busy with their own things. In this way, one day later, all the soldiers of the Fire Cloud army arrived and the barracks were full of people. The 4 generals came to the front of the crowd and said, I called you all back because I have something important to tell you. Our Fire Cloud army finally has a commander-in-chief. It won't be long before we will join the commander-in-chief to conquer all races. There was a commotion in the Huayun army. Now they have a commander-in-chief? Can they return to the battlefield? Is it Emperor Wu? Someone couldn't help but ask. Taylor took a step forward and said, he is not a martial emperor, but his strength is far beyond that of a 9th-rank martial saint. He has the fighting power of a martial emperor, and the most important person. He is very young. His future is limitless. Let me introduce you to our new commander-in-chief, Jiang Chen. After saying that, the 4 generals turned sideways and Jiang Chen walked out from the back. Hello everyone, in the future, please join me in conquering all races. I hope, we can kill all the alien races. Everyone cheered together, great. Kill all the tribes. In addition to the cultivation resources, the biggest goal of the Huayun army is to fight against aliens. As long as you fight against aliens, we are all brothers. At this moment, standing in the crowd, taking Martial Saint felt dizzy. It was him, the guy who took away the Dragon Clan and killed his own children, it was him. The new commander-in-chief? This. How is this possible? Am I finished? Taking Wuxian's hands were shaking. Isn't God's will on my side? Then what is the meaning of my previous breakthrough? How can I fight against the entire Fire Cloud army? Taking Wuxian's mentality was a little broken. He had wanted to unite with the people of Huayun army to attack Jiang Chen. In the end, he directly became the commander-in-chief of Huayun army. How can we do this? We can't win at all. Commander-in-chief. I report it. At this time, a captain flew into the air and clasped his hands together. I have a captain under my command, and he is looking for you everywhere, intending to murder you. After saying that, the captain took out Jiang Chen's 3D model, which was made by Taking Wuxian. And this captain is the 6th-rank Martial Saint that Taking Martial Saint had spent a huge sum of money to win over, the captain of the Fire Cloud army, Martial Saint Bader. When asking Bader Wuxian to take action, Taking Wuxian took out Jiang Chen's model and specifically told him that this was his enemy. If he were to meet him, he must be stopped, and then everyone should work together to get him. Martial Saint Taking not only told Martial Saint Bad about this matter, but also told several other Martial Saints of the Huayun army the same thing. As Bader Wuxian stood up, several other Wuxians also flew into the air. Yes, we are witnesses. This Taking Wuxian spent a lot of money to win us over, and wanted us to help him get revenge. We only found out today that his target is Commander-in-Chief Jiang Chen. This beast must be killed. Taking Wuxian. Taking Wushan was silent for a moment. He was not surprised by his teammate's betrayal. If someone invited me to assassinate the commander-in-chief, I would also betray him. Only. I won't give up. I won't give up. I'll try my best. Boom. Without waiting for the four generals to inquire about the whole story, Taking Wushan took action directly. If you don't take action now, it will be too late. Taking Wushan charged forward without hesitation and directly rushed towards Jiang Chen. He just didn't believe it. They were all Wushans. Was this Jiang Chen really that strong? The four great generals all said that Jiang Chen is a martial saint. Therefore, he wanted to try whether his newly developed magical power could kill Jiang Chen. As for escaping? With the four generals here, he will definitely not be able to escape, so he might as well give it a try. Even if he can't kill Jiang Chen, kidnapping him will make the four generals afraid to act rashly. Magic power. Extreme cold purgatory. In an instant, countless cold air spread out, and the martial saints present took a step back to resist. This extremely cold purgatory is so cold, has Taking Wushan made a breakthrough. What a good move. With such a fast attack, even a martial saint above the 6th level would be hit if he is not careful. It is indeed very powerful. With this move, the hard power of Taking martial saint has barely reached the threshold of a high-level martial saint. Taking Wushan rushed towards Jiang Chen, bringing with him a chill that froze the air everywhere he passed. The four generals are standing beside Jiang Chen, with no intention of taking action. That's great. I want to see how he can withstand this move of mine. Ah! Taking Wushan stretched out his palm, all the cold energy was stimulated, and grabbed Jiang Chen. At the moment when it was about to hit Jiang Chen, terrifying energy burst out from Jiang Chen's body, and his hair also turned blue. Super blue, full power. Jiang Chen raised his hand and put up a protective shield. At this moment, the cold air in the sky dissipated the moment it touched the protective shield. It was unable to affect Jiang Chen at all. Impossible. Taking martial saint widened his eyes. This extremely cold purgatory of mine can even freeze burning stars. Even a martial saint has to be careful when encountering this move. How could Jiang Chen block it just by using a protective shield? Chapter 120. My all-out attack can't even break the defense? Absolutely impossible. Ah! Taking Wushan roared, mobilized more energy, and gushed out cold air, vowing to freeze Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen suddenly exerted force and mobilized energy. The cold air emitted by Taking Wushan no longer spread, but instead rapidly shrank and all shrank into Taking Wushan's body. What kind of move is this? Taking Wushan was stunned. The cold energy he had emitted was compressed back into his body by Jiang Chen with just a wave of his hand? Is this reasonable? I want to say, oh, forget it. Jiang Chen shook his head. No more talking, just kill him. Jiang Chen waved his hand, and the protective shield on his body gathered into a line, directly cutting Taking martial saint horizontally, killing him instantly. Hiss. Seeing this scene, everyone took a deep breath. The already cold barracks became even colder. It's just that simple. The great Qing martial saint was defeated? As expected of the new commander-in-chief, he is so strong. The four generals smiled at each other. They did not take action at that time just to let Jiang Chen show his strength. After everyone sees Jiang Chen's strength, they will also be convinced by Jiang Chen to avoid any dissatisfaction. This Taking Wushan has helped Jiang Chen establish his prestige. Then, four generals walked to the front of the stage. You all saw this is our new commander-in-chief. With him, the Fire Cloud army will surely regain its former glory. The soldiers of the Huayun army shouted together, brilliant. Brilliant. Everyone looked at Jiang Chen with hope, seeing him as the future. After announcing his identity, Jiang Chen began to practice the 8-9 mysterious arts in seclusion. As for the four generals, they also left Huayun Star to prepare the materials for the 8-9 profound art. Time passed day by day, the first 9 days, the second 9 days, the third 9 days. In the 9527 area, everyone from the ancient Ming Star also went to the Demo Mansion to represent 9527 in the planetary competition. Trying to get a good ranking. Everyone who participated in the Great Mo Mansion planet competition was extremely powerful, and there were even warrior saints on some planets. Although there are not many, they are there. Therefore, Beizhou Tower and his men did not dare to be careless and decided to challenge a few weak planets first and gradually improve their ranking. In the blink of an eye, more than 50 days passed, and Jiang Chen successfully reached the 5th level of 8-9 profound arts. His physical strength became extremely strong, reaching the 9th level of martial saint. However, his cultivation level was still at the 1st level of martial saint. After all, during this period of time, he had been focusing on the practice of 8-9 profound arts and had not paid much attention to his own cultivation level. Moreover, it is impossible to break through to the 2nd level of martial saint in just over 50 days. Anyway, my current cultivation is enough. If I really want to improve it, I can find someone to exchange credit with. For now, I'd better go to the Dragon Clan first. Go early, solve early, and I'm at ease. With this thought in mind, Jiang Chen used teleportation to return to Blue Star. On Blue Star, in Jiang Chen's house, Tian Tian is using telekinesis to control the sofa to fly into the air, and Xiaoyu is cleaning under the sofa. After finishing, he gave Tian Tian a thumbs up and said, "Your telekinesis is really useful. I blush when I am praised every day, and with my green skin, the blush turns yellow." Jiang Chen. Why is she blushing? Are all dragons so shy? Jiang Chen greeted them, you guys seem to be cooperating happily. Master Jiang Chen. Xiaoyu turned her head and looked at Jiang Chen. You're back? Are you going to take Tian Tian with you? Jiang Chen nodded. Xiaoyu sighed secretly, still a little reluctant to let go. After all, Tian Tian had helped her a lot in daily life. Tian Tian patted Xiaoyu on the shoulder and said, it's okay. When I return to the Dragon Clan, I will raise a dog and name it Xiaoyu to remember you. Xiaoyu? Tian Tian stood next to Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen, let's go, I miss home. Jiang Chen nodded, said goodbye to Xiaoyu, and teleported away with Tian Tian. Hello, Tian Tian. Xiaoyu took out her cell phone. Hello, is this a pet company? Bring me a dog, the ugliest one. Yes, I want to keep it. And make me a tag. Write 2 words on it, Tian Tian. After saying that, Xiaoyu hung up the phone and gnashed her teeth. You raise a dog, and I raise one too. Let's see whose dog is uglier. After arriving at Huayun Star, Jiang Chen brought Tian Tian to the space machine again. It just so happened that General Taylor was doing maintenance here. When he saw Tian Tian, he was a little surprised. Is it the Dragon Clan? Jiang Chen nodded, yes, it's the Dragon Clan. Taylor still felt nostalgic when he said this, the dragon races indeed are human race's best ally. If it weren't for the dragon race's multiple rescues on the battlefield of all races, I would have died several times. Oh, I miss you so much. Oh, by the way, little guy. Do you have a martial saint named Dylan in your Dragon Clan? I used to fight alongside him. Is he still alive now? Tian Tian was a little surprised, you actually know Brother Dylan? I didn't expect that, but... Brother Dylan is dead. He died in battle 30,000 years ago. The members of the Dragon Clan are rare, so the death of every dragon will be remembered by the clan members. Taylor Wushan was in a trance for a moment. Another old friend died in the battle of all races? One day, he would get all of these races back. So, are you going to the Northern Territory? Taylor calmed down and looked at Jiang Chen again. There's nothing wrong with the machine. If you want to use it, I'll help you start it. Jiang Chen nodded and entered the machine with Tian Tian. Taylor looked at Jiang Chen and Tian Tian on the machine, and finally said, Jiang Chen, after arriving in the North Territory, remember to be careful. The North Territory is the strongest of the 4 universes. You are very strong, but there may be people stronger than you in the Northern Territory. Be careful. Among the 4 cosmic domains of Southeast, Northwest, Northeast, and Southwest, the Southern cosmic domain belongs to the 10,000 races, while the Eastern and Western cosmic domains are close to the 10,000 races and often fight with them. In the Northern Territory, there is no fighting and warriors do not need to go into battle to kill the enemy, so martial arts are flourishing and there are countless strong people. I understand. Jiang Chen responded, and Taylor started the time machine. Coordinates, North Quadrant. Boom. As the machine started, Jiang Chen and Tian Tian were teleported away. In the Northern Universe, Jiang Chen and Tian Tian were teleported to an uninhabited planet. The planet was very desolate and there was not much oxygen. Jiang Chen waved his hand and covered himself and Tian Tian with a protective shield. Tian Tian, sense the direction of the Dragon Clan. Tian Tian responded and began to sense with his eyes closed. After a moment, Tian Tian raised his hand and pointed to the north. Over there, shall we fly over there? Jiang Chen took Tian Tian and flew out with an explosion. In the Northern Universe, many things here are different from those in the Eastern Universe. Jiang Chen saw several spaceships during the flight. The speed of these spaceships is much faster than that of the spaceships in the Eastern Universe, and even the appearance of the spaceships is very different. Chapter 121. We are ahead in both technology and martial arts. Jiang Chen accelerated and continued forward. Suddenly, 2 peculiarly shaped spaceships blocked Jiang Chen's way. Jiang Chen paused. 2 martial saints came down from the spaceship. They looked down at Jiang Chen and said, you are from another universe, right? It's really embarrassing. As a martial saint, you actually fly in the universe with your flesh body. It's really old-fashioned. Is he a local from the Eastern Universe, or a beggar from the Western Universe? Jiang Chen. So there is this kind of regional darkness in the universe? It seems that the cultivation resources in the Northern Territory are indeed rich. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. Even people like you can break through and become a martial saint. In our universe, who among those who have achieved the status of martial saint is not a child of destiny? Hearing this, the 2 martial saints were furious. How dare this country bumpkin from another universe talk back? Did he really not know where this place was? Let me show you, poor BD. Our Northern Universe's meteoric cannon. After saying that, the 2 returned to the spaceship at the same time, activated the spaceship's attack system, and aimed the 2 cannon barrels at Jiang Chen. Attack. As the 2 men urged, the 2 barrels emitted invisible energy and rushed towards Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen raised his hand and blocked the attacks. What? He blocked the attack of the falling saint cannon so easily. Is he a high-level martial saint? The 2 were shocked and were about to increase their horsepower. The next moment, Jiang Chen threw a punch, crushing a martial saint with his physical strength alone, and then captured another martial saint alive, and began to interrogate him using the grip of truth. Tell me why you attacked me. The martial saint replied, you are an outsider, we want to kill you and take the treasures from you. After all, you are a martial saint from another universe, no one will care about you even if you die. As cultivators from the Northern Territory, we are confident that we can kill you with the meteorite cannon of the spaceship. Jiang Chen continued to ask, well, tell me some basic information about the Northern Territory. Martial Saint, although our Northern Territory is indeed rich in resources and the martial arts are also very prosperous, internal strife is very serious. Family forces and sect forces are fighting each other, and no one can stand each other. The power of the family is simple. They want their descendants to become strong and then use the family to control the martial arts world. The sects think that there are always a few good-for-nothings in a family. Such waste should not be given cultivation resources. The so-called cultivation resources should be given to true geniuses. In general, as long as you are a member of a family, you can get training resources. As for the sect power, it only cultivates true geniuses. Jiang Chen stroked his chin. Without the interference of external enemies, it would be easy for the human race to become restless. This situation also occurs when many guides cultivate planets. From what you said, this sect should be very powerful, right? After all, they are all geniuses, so they should be able to crush the family power. But the two have been fighting endlessly. The martial saint replied, yes, many people think that the power of the sect can crush the power of the family, but in fact it is not the case. Many warriors in the sect only know how to practice hard. They have only one goal, to reach the peak of martial arts. On the other hand, although there are not many geniuses in the family, but they are all very united and willing to sacrifice their lives for the family. In this way, the family's power can even surpass the sect's power in some aspects. Jiang Chen asked again, then why don't you have a more coordinated federation here? So many human masters died in internal fighting, why not go to the battlefield in the southern region? The martial saint replied, many warriors in the Great Federation were also trained by their families or sects. Generally speaking, they are still fighting among themselves within the Great Federation. How can they coordinate? As for the battlefield of all races, with the help of the East and West territories to resist the 10,000 races, why should we, the noble people of the North Territory, go there ourselves? The war with the 10,000 races is too far away for us. Jiang Chen narrowed his eyes, thinking that many warriors in the Northern Territory had similar ideas to this martial saint. After all, the Northern Territory is located in the rear of humanity, and things like war are indeed very far away from them. The basic situation has been figured out. Goodbye. Jiang Chen exerted force and crushed the martial saint to death. Noble people from the Northern Territory. Alas, the Eastern Territory and the Western Territory are really two brothers in distress. Jiang Chen sighed, took Tian Tian with him, and directly stole a spaceship. Let me see this Northern Territory spaceship. Jiang Chen familiarized himself with the operation and then started it. With a whoosh. It flew out at an extremely fast speed. This is indeed, faster than a martial saint himself. Unfortunately, in the Eastern region, the fastest spaceship is not as fast as a martial saint. Therefore, many martial saints choose to fly by themselves in order to travel faster. The Northern Territory is very developed from every perspective. When Jiang Chen was heading to the Dragon Planet, a wormhole appeared in another place in the Northern Territory, and a young man with a resolute face walked out of it. His clothes were very luxurious, but had several large holes in them, as if he had been in some fierce battle. Damn it! The young man pulled hard, tearing off the luxurious clothes. The battlefield of all races, the battlefield of all races. At this point, the boy couldn't express his emotions and burst into tears. I was born in the Northern Territory, and I come from one of the most distinguished families in the Northern Territory. They all told me that the Eastern Territory and the Western Territory were all a group of backward barbarians. But I saw with my own eyes that they suffered countless casualties in their efforts to resist the myriad races and protect the human race. We in the Northern Territory, all died in internal fighting. Our internal fighting is meaningless. One day, I will unite all the people in the Northern Territory. I will let them know that the battlefield of all races is not far away. I will lead them to conquer all races. At this moment, the young man silently clenched his fists and made a great wish in his heart. Qin Xing, will definitely do it. Put an end to the internal strife in the Northern Territory. The planet where the Dragon Clan lives is called Nak. All the dragons live there, and some of them are on the front line of the battlefield of all races, fighting together with humans. Jiang Chen landed on Nak, a planet with picturesque scenery and very green. The trees are very tall and have a strange shape. Their trunks are straight and they don't have any branches. Instead, there is a large cluster of leaves at the top of the trees. Just like fluffy marshmallow. This is the Nemesis, the home of the Dragon Clan. Jiang Chen took Tian Tian and was about to explore around. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 members of the Dragon Clan flew over from the distance. They looked at Jiang Chen and then at Tian Tian. Tian Tian? You're back. You're not dead. Chapter 122. The Great Elder couldn't sense your breath and thought you were dead. Unexpectedly, you are still alive. The 3 dragon members were very happy. They surrounded Tian Tian and laughed. Tian Tian pointed at Jiang Chen and said, thanks to brother Jiang Chen. If it weren't for his help, I might not have been able to come back. I met some hateful humans who imprisoned me and wanted to study me. The 3 Dragon Clan members looked at Jiang Chen gratefully. Thank you very much, brother Jiang Chen. We have very few Dragon Clan members. If you can save Tian Tian, you will be a friend of our entire Dragon Clan. We can sense that you are not an evil person at heart. If you need help, just tell us, the Dragon Clan. Jiang Chen coughed lightly, thinking, should I be polite? Asking for refined dragon blood directly seems too utilitarian. Forget it, no internal friction. Jiang Chen was just about to say, since we are all family, I won't be polite, just give me a few tons of refined dragon blood. Tian Tian took the initiative to speak at this time, isn't the elder capable of developing potential? I want to bring brother Jiang Chen over and let the elder stimulate his potential. Hearing this, Jiang Chen was a little surprised. The great elder had this ability? Tisk, this Tian Tian guy had actually been hiding it from him and not telling him. At this moment, Tian Tian blinked at Jiang Chen, as if to say, brother Jiang Chen, don't mind it, I didn't mean to hide it from you, I just simply wanted to give you a surprise. The 3 Dragon Clan members thought about it and nodded, let the elder develop his potential? That's great. Since Jiang Chen is our friend, it's no problem to help him become stronger. That day, let us lead the way, shall we? Tian Tian nodded, thank you for the trouble. In this way, the 3 of them flew in front, and Jiang Chen and Tian Tian followed behind. Soon, everyone arrived at the center of NAK Star, where there was a stone pillar that reached the sky, and on top of the stone pillar was a very ordinary white house. It's just that the style of the house is a bit strange, a bit like a snail shell. The Great Elder lives inside. The 3 Dragon Clan members pointed at the house. We won't bother the Great Elder. You guys can go there on your own. Tian Tian nodded, and then flew towards the top of the stone pillar with Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen could feel that there were 2 auras at the top of the stone pillar, inside the White House. One aura was extremely strong, and the other was very weak, as if it was about to die at any time. That extremely powerful aura actually has the power of a second-level martial emperor. Jiang Chen was looking forward to it. This was the first time he met a martial arts master in real life. Speaking of which, that Qinye. Jiang Chen frowned slightly. Back then, in the Great Federation fighting arena, he met a Qinye. The system panel said that the other party's strength was unpredictable, but the specific level of his cultivation was not displayed. Is that guy the martial emperor? If he is also the martial emperor, then this is the second time I have met a real martial emperor. Just like that, Jiang Chen and Tian Tian flew to the top of the stone pillar and arrived in front of the house. Click, the door of the house was pushed open, and a young dragon man walked out. Brother Nalu. Tian Tian waved excitedly when he saw the other person. I'm back, how is the Great Elder? Nalu is none other than the powerful aura of the second-level martial emperor. He is the Great Elder's personal bodyguard, a leader within the Dragon Clan, and his cultivation is enough to rank among the top 3 in the Dragon Clan. Tian Tian, you're back. Nalu first greeted Tian Tian, then looked at Jiang Chen. This human is. Tian Tian introduced him again, if it weren't for brother Jiang Chen, I might not be able to come back. Nalu suddenly realized, then bowed his head to express his gratitude, there are very few members of our Dragon Clan, and we all call each other brothers and sisters. You saved my brother, and I am very grateful to you. If you need anything in the future, just come to me, and I will do my best to help you. Jiang Chen grinned, you're welcome. A promise from an Emperor Wu, good, it's a win. At this time, an old voice came from inside the house, is Tian Tian back? I sensed it a long time ago. Child, come and see me. Tian Tian ran back to the house excitedly. He couldn't wait to see the Great Elder. Nalu made room for Jiang Chen and said, the Great Elder should want to see you, too. Jiang Chen nodded and followed him into the house. I saw a huge old dragon man who was as big as a hill, lying on a chair. Like Tian Tian and Nalu, these dragons are about the same height as ordinary people, around 1.7 or 1.8 meters. But this Great Elder is really as huge as a mountain. Ahem. The elder reached out to touch Tian Tian and looked at Jiang Chen. Thank you very much for saving Tian Tian. I just explored Tianation's memory. Do you want me to help you stimulate your potential? The Great Elder's voice was extremely weak, and his entire body looked somewhat unhealthy. Jiang Chen was afraid that his voice was too loud, so he sent the elder away. Jiang Chen used energy to transmit his voice without saying anything else, Great Elder, if you develop my potential, will it affect my lifespan? Jiang Chen could see that the entire Dragon Clan respected this Great Elder. If the Great Elder dies when he is developing his potential, wouldn't he become the public enemy of the Dragon Clan? It is somewhat unprofitable to go against the entire Dragon Clan just to develop potential. The elder said kindly, don't worry, child. I am only developing your potential to bring out your own strength. It will not affect my lifespan. It is true that my life is coming to an end, but don't worry, I will not die in a few days. You can also speak boldly without worrying about sending me away. Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, as long as I'm healthy, that's all. Then I'll have to trouble the Great Elder to help me unleash my potential. The elder motioned Jiang Chen to come closer, I need to touch your head with my hand to help you activate your potential. At this moment, Jiang Chen couldn't help but think of a sentence, if an immortal touches my head, will I be blessed with immortality? Oh, just kidding. Jiang Chen walked up to the elder and asked him to put his hands on his head, then, boom. A faint white aura appeared on the Great Elder's arm, and then a faint white aura also appeared on Jiang Chen's body. Afterwards, the white gas grew stronger and stronger, and a pit appeared on the ground. So strong. Nalu couldn't help but take a few steps back. The aura emanating from Jiang Chen was too terrifying. Before, all his energy was hidden in his body, and he didn't feel anything. Now that it's released, it's really powerful. He's obviously just a martial saint, Why can he have such power hidden in his body? Tian Tian could also feel the energy pressure coming from Jiang Chen, it's so strong. I can't stand it anymore. Ah! With a scream, Tian Tian was blown away by the energy. Save me, brother Nalu. Chapter 123. Naru. Nalu exerted his strength, dodged and stopped Tian Tian. What are you doing, kid? Tian Tian looked helpless. You can't blame me. The power that exploded from brother Jiang Chen was too terrifying. I really couldn't handle it. He blew me away. Nalu sighed. Indeed, the energy in Jiang Chen was a little too strong. Afterwards, Nalu discovered that under the huge energy impact of Jiang Chen, the wrinkles on the elder's skin were blown up. The great elder is so old, it's hard for him to resist these energies. Nalu put Tian Tian into the air and let him fly by himself. Take care of yourself. I'm going to protect the great elder. Then he accelerated and flew in front of the great elder, releasing an energy shield to help the great elder block the energy impact. It's really amazing. The great elder exclaimed at this moment. I've never seen a person's potential so terrifying. The great elder continued to help Jiang Chen unleash his potential, and suddenly, sizzle. The white flame on Jiang Chen's body turned into golden flame, and even had arcs of electricity wrapped around it. In the process of unleashing his potential, Jiang Chen transformed himself into Super 2. This is... Nalu was a little surprised. His appearance has changed? Don't humans have the ability to change their form? The great elder smiled faintly. It may be his hidden power. Nalu, focus more, he still has room for improvement. Nalu was stunned. Pay more attention? What do you mean? Before Nalu could ask, suddenly, the golden flame on Jiang Chen's body surged another 3 points, and the protective shield released by Nalu seemed to be slightly broken under the impact of this golden flame. How is this possible? How could the protective shield released by a dignified martial emperor like me possibly be damaged? Nalu hurriedly transferred energy to reinforce the protective shield. This time, the golden flame could not break through the protective shield. Boom! Suddenly, the golden aura on Jiang Chen's body turned into purple. At the same time, Jiang Chen also entered the Super 4 state. What is this? Jiang Chen couldn't help but look at his hands. This purple-red aura, is it a Super 4 limit breakthrough? I didn't expect that I would become this form. Jiang Chen understood. The form in Dragon Ball Heroes was not that strong, not as good as Super 5. It can be considered a transformation between Super 5 and Super 4. New form, what about my cultivation? Jiang Chen sensed his own cultivation again. After the Great Elder had unleashed his potential, his current cultivation level was at the 5th level of Martial Saint. It's not over yet. The Great Elder coughed lightly. Try not to move around. Jiang Chen's expression was stern. Is it not over yet? Can we still develop our potential? As time passed, the purple-red aura on Jiang Chen's body slowly changed to blue. Light blue, blue, dark blue. The deep blue flame spread around Jiang Chen. It was Super Saiyan Human, deep blue. It's over. The Great Elder withdrew his hand and coughed several times in succession. What a great potential. Nalu also removed the protective shield. He was horrified and tried his best to release the shield. Several times, he was almost broken by Jiang Chen's pressure. This is just pure energy pressure. If a real fight breaks out, I'm afraid I'll be defeated miserably. I am the martial emperor, but I am not as good as him. Jiang Chen stood there. After his potential was fully stimulated, his cultivation reached the 9th level of Martial Saint, and at the same time he unlocked the Super 4 Limits breakthrough in Deep Blue. Limit Break is the transformation between Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 5. Deep Blue is the transformation between Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct. In other words, each route unlocks a new transformation. Clenching his fists, Jiang Chen looked at the elder again. Thank you for your help, elder. It saved me from many years of hard training. From the 1st level of Martial Saint, he directly reached the 9th level of Martial Saint. This breakthrough speed is indeed fast enough. Even if Jiang Chen has super blood and can exchange honesty with each other, this rate of improvement is still too fast. It's faster than mutual swiping based on integrity. The elder just laughed a few times. You're welcome, but when I develop my potential, I can also read my memory. I hope you don't mind. This is my passive skill. I know that you came to our planet for the dragon race's original power, right? I am really surprised that a human race can absorb the original power of our race. Nalu's pupils trembled. Is this true? A human can absorb the original power of the dragon race? This. Jiang Chen nodded. Well, I hope to enhance the dragon's original power in my body. I heard that the refined version of dragon blood can give me a lot of original power. The Great Elder shook his head slightly. We dragons do have refined dragon blood, but it is not as magical as you think. You humans think that refined dragon blood is too magical. It's a pity that in this era, even our dragon race doesn't have much original power left. It's almost impossible for you, an outsider, to gather the original power. Jiang Chen. Isn't that a waste of time? Jiang Chen was a little disappointed. The Great Elder changed the subject again. However, you don't need to be too disappointed. In this era, the person who possesses the most dragon god's original power in the dragon clan is me. After I die, you can refine me into a pill, which should be able to provide you with a lot of source power. As it happens, I will die in a few days, so I should be able to help you. Nalu was shocked. Great Elder, how can this be possible? You, how can you, do this to you after you die. Jiang Chen was also a little surprised. Is this great elder so willing to make sacrifices? The elder waved his hand, Nalu, times have changed. Jiang Chen has great potential. There is no harm in making friends with him. As for my broken body, it is meaningless. Besides, Shenlong. Jiang Chen, there is another way. You can summon Shenlong and ask him if there is any way to enhance the power of origin. Jiang Chen? Wait, a dragon? Isn't it said that only Salama can summon a dragon? The great elder said kindly, I made this dragon myself. Didn't I say that before? I am the person who possesses the most dragon god's original power in this era. Therefore, I also have some special abilities, such as making dragon balls. Haha, unfortunately, I don't have much original power, and the dragon balls I created are far inferior to those of Lord Salama. For example, the dragon ball created by Lord Salama can summon a dragon and fulfill any wish. It is a true super dragon. And the dragon balls I made can only help you realize your wishes within the scope of my ability. If the wish is too exaggerated and beyond my ability, the dragon will not be able to realize it. Chapter 124. Jiang Chen. It turned out to be a castrated version of the Super Shenlong. The elder continued, although its true power is not as good as that of the super dragon, it is also a dragon that can fulfill wishes. Perhaps, it has a way to help you increase your original power. But I'm dying soon, so you need to move faster. Once I die, the dragon balls I created will die with me. Jiang Chen bowed slightly, I understand, thank you for your help. The elder waved his hand and said, we are all friends, there is no need to say such things. Nalu, take Jiang Chen with you and help him collect the dragon balls. Nalu was a little reluctant, great elder, if I leave, who will protect you? Please let me stay by your side and guard you for the last few days. The elder nodded slightly, and then looked at Tian Tian, then I'll trouble you to take Jiang Chen to collect the dragon balls. After saying that, the great elder took out a dragon ball from behind him. There was a 9 written on it in cosmic language. It was a bead shining with golden light. I made 9 dragon balls in total. Once you have all of them, you can make a wish. This is dragon ball number 9. Jiang Chen, you take it first. The other 8 dragon balls are in the 8 tribes. Let Tian Tian go with you. No one should make things difficult for you. Jiang Chen took the number 9 dragon ball. This dragon ball was quite large, about the size of a human wash basin. Tian Tian looked at Jiang Chen, we, the dragon clan, live in tribes. There are 8 tribes in total. Each tribe has an elder and several tribesmen. Each tribe also has a dragon ball. Come on, I'll take you to collect the dragon balls. Just like that, Jiang Chen and Tian Tian said goodbye to the great elder and flew away. Great elder. Nalu looked at the great elder. Do you really want to? The elder waved his hand, listen to me, Nalu, Jiang Chen is a friend worth making friends with. At least, based on what I have seen, his friends have all received his help and are living well. We dragons also need a backer, understand? If we don't have a backer, after a long time, we may be wiped out by someone with ulterior motives. Nalu took a deep breath and said nothing more. On Jiang Chen's side, he followed Tian Tian to collect dragon balls. Because Tian Tian was there, plus the great elder's number 9 dragon ball, it showed that the great elder supported Jiang Chen. Every time they arrived at a tribe, they could successfully obtain a dragon ball. Soon, the other 8 dragon balls were all collected. After gathering all 9 dragon balls, Tian Tian directly helped Jiang Chen summon the dragon. In an instant, dark clouds covered the sky and the entire NAK planet turned into darkness. Then a flash of lightning appeared, and a green, lizard-like species flew out from the dragon ball. It was very large, like a mountain. Jiang Chen? No, we agreed to summon a dragon, right? Tian Tian whispered to Jiang Chen, this is the dragon made by our great elder. It may be different from what you imagined. Don't be too surprised. Jiang Chen, walk slowly. After the dragon was summoned, he opened his eyes wide and stared at Tian Tian, what do you mean by what you just said? Are you saying that I'm ugly? Tian Tian immediately burst into laughter, hey, Shenlong, you think too much, how could I think you are ugly? I think you are the most handsome Shenlong. The dragon narrowed his eyes and stopped struggling, tell me your wishes. I can fulfill your 3 wishes. Jiang Chen tried, can you make me an absolutely invincible strong man? Shenlong looked at Jiang Chen and shook his head, no, this wish is too difficult and beyond my ability. Jiang Chen sighed secretly. It was just as the great elder said. The dragon could not fulfill a wish that was too difficult. Forget it, let's get down to business. I want to increase the dragon power in my body. Do you have any method? Hearing Jiang Chen's question, Shenlong was stunned for a moment, then looked at Jiang Chen intently. Then he whispered, this really surprises me, how come you have the original power of our dragon race in your body? After sighing, Shenlong said to Jiang Chen, you want to improve your original power, right? I have a set of secret methods here that you can practice. After saying that, Shenlong's eyes lit up, and a set of secret techniques appeared in Jiang Chen's mind. The secret method roughly records that by killing strong people, one can accumulate the original power of the dragon clan. The stronger the person killed, the more original power accumulated. By killing. Jiang Chen rubbed his chin. The secret method only talks about killing the strong, without stipulating the ethnic groups. In other words, the strong men on the battlefield of all ethnic groups are all the original power of Jiang Chen. And I have a mission, which is to kill the martial emperor of the alien race. Combined with this secret killing method, I must go to this battlefield of all races. At this time, the dragon spoke again. Now, you have 2 more wishes. Tian Tian looks at Jiang Chen, curious about what other wishes Jiang Chen has. Jiang Chen thought for a moment and said, can you improve the abilities of my subordinates? Let all of them develop their potential once. Shenlong closed his eyes and sensed it, then said, it's too far away. I can't do anything. It's beyond my ability. Jiang Chen. Then you will give me this move of potential development. Shenlong, this is not a move, it is a special ability. If you have enough dragon power, you can also unlock this ability. I can't teach you a move, it's beyond my ability. Jiang Chen suddenly realized that as long as he had enough original power, he could also help people develop their potential. That's not bad. But this dragon is really, how come he can't fulfill 2 of the 3 wishes he made? This is not a castrated version, is it? The dragon was a little tearful. You didn't even look at what you wished for. The first wish was to be absolutely invincible. How can I, a mere ordinary dragon, do that? After all, I still have Lord Salama above me. The second wish is to develop all potential. They are in the Eastern universe, so far away from us. How can I develop them? I can't even cross the universe. This is too difficult. Then the third wish is that you can unlock the skills yourself in the future. How can I help you? Jiang Chen thought for a while. To be honest, he didn't have any special wishes. If he really wanted to make a wish, he felt that many of his wishes could not be fulfilled by this dragon. As for some ordinary wishes, with his current strength, he can basically achieve them. How about I grant you 3 wishes in return? Jiang Chen looked at the dragon. Shenlong? Do you think you are humorous? Tell us your last 2 wishes, human. Jiang Chen thought deeply for a while. I guess, if I want to gather the materials for the 8-9 mysterious arts, you can't help me do it. Shenlong. The 8-9 mysterious art is the first magical power of the human race. It takes 9 transformations to achieve perfection. I really cannot collect the natural treasures contained in the 9th transformation, but... Chapter 125. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. You don't have the materials for the 9th turn, but can you gather the materials for the 8th turn? Shenlong was a little proud. I don't have the materials for the 8th turn, but I can collect the materials for the 7th turn. Jiang Chen. What are you so proud of? I thought you could collect up to the 8th turn. Shenlong's eyes widened. Do you know how precious those materials are? Many of them are not even available to martial emperors. I can't even beat a martial saint, but I can get you rank 7 materials. Isn't that enough? Jiang Chen took a deep breath. What Shenlong said seemed to make sense. He can get materials that even the martial saint cannot, so he can indeed be a little proud. Okay, then bring me 1000 copies of the 7th turn of 8-9 profound arts, including the materials before the 7th turn. Shenlong? 1000 copies? Why don't you go grab them? I can't do that. I can only give you 2 at most. Those materials are very precious, and I can only get 2. That's the limit. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. 2 servings? Sure. I'll take 1 copy for myself, cultivate it to the 7th level, and then give the remaining copy to my tool So Kyun Lee, and let him make a copy. When the time comes, make 100 copies and we can all practice the 8-9 mysterious arts together. That will be awesome. I heard that So Kyun Lee used a supernatural power upgrade potion, and now he can copy some ordinary treasures 10 times a day. Jiang Chen nodded. Good, the plan worked. Each person had 8 or 9 mysterious skills in a 5-pole gourd, which was enough for both magical powers and magic weapons. Alas, as the master of the ancient Dark Star, all I can do is provide some external force. The rest depends entirely on them. Jiang Chen sighed. To practice martial arts, you still have to rely on yourself. Jokin? Is this a little bit of external force? Is it a billion bits? Brother Jiang Chen, is it too late for me to join ancient Dark Star now? As Jiang Chen made a wish, Shenlong gave him 2 copies of the materials for the 7th turn of the 8-9 mysterious art. The dragon looked at Jiang Chen and said, then you only have 1 last wish left. Please make it. Jiang Chen thought for a moment and asked, can you make people immortal? Or extend their lifespan? Shenlong shook his head, I can't do it. Jiang Chen understood, and that was right. If that could be done, the great elder would have achieved eternal life long ago and would not have died of old age. After thinking for a while, Jiang Chen said, can you build me a training room? The time inside is different from the time outside. For example, if 1 day passes outside, 100 years will pass inside. Shenlong replied, I can make one for you, but the time flow rate is not that exaggerated. It can only make 1 day in the outside world equal to 1 year inside. Jiang Chen smacked his lips and said, how about 2 years? If you work hard, you can make a 2-year one. Shenlong? Is this something you can bargain for? Hey, the best we can do is build one that takes 1.5 years to build. That's the limit. Jiang Chen sighed. Look, this old dragon really has a trick up his sleeve. With a little trickery, he was able to gain an extra half year, or 6 months. 1 day means half a year more, and 2 days means a year more. The gap is still huge. That's it, build me a training place with a different flow of time, where 1 day equals 2 years. Shenlong? Wasn't it agreed to be 1.5 years? Shenlong did not refute. but focused his attention and created a training place for Jiang Chen where one day was equal to 1.5 years. This is a small world. I scaled it up in a capsule. Shenlong used his mind to send a capsule to Jiang Chen. When you use it, the capsule will be released and the world will appear out of thin air. If you practice inside, one day is equal to 1.5 years. Jiang Chen sighed secretly. It seemed that 1.5 years was really the limit. He mentioned 2 years again, but he ignored it. Then, thank you Shenlong. The dragon snorted and without saying anything else, it turned into a beam of light, shot up into the sky, and dissipated in the air. Tian Tian felt a little sad. From now on, I will never see the dragon again. After the dragon makes a wish, it will take 130 days before it can be summoned a second time. 130 days. The great elder won't live that long. Jiang Chen patted Tianatian's shoulder, not knowing how to comfort him. Brother Jiang Chen. Tian Tian looked at Jiang Chen. Do you want to practice in seclusion? Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, I just got so many materials, I need to practice for a while. Tian Tian said, okay, I'll take you to practice in seclusion, and I also have some things to do. Jiang Chen, what are you going to do? Tian Tian, get a dog. Jiang Chen? In this way, a room was found for Jiang Chen to retreat every day, where no one could disturb him. In the room, Jiang Chen used teleportation and returned to the ancient star. A world where time flows at a different speed, come out. Jiang Chen threw the capsule into the air. I saw a virtual world floating right above the tribe, and below this world, there was an obvious stone door. This stone gate is located in the center of the tribe. Entering the stone gate will lead you to a world where time flows at a different speed. That's right. Next, we need to call Carrot and the others back to practice. This world was prepared for Carlot and the others. Because I practiced too fast, Carlot and the others were obviously unable to keep up. For example, his current opponents are all martial saints and martial emperors. If they become Super Saiyan gods, they can only fight against martial emperors or martial lords. Too weak. Let them practice here for a year, and their strength will probably be able to barely keep up with the new version. Jiang Chen suddenly thought of something. Oh right. Sokyun Li. Let Sokyun Li copy treasures in this world. He can copy a bunch in one day. Jiang Chen slapped his thigh and arranged for Sokyun Li to go in first. Sokyun Li entered this world and was a little curious. Master Jiang Chen, this world is so big, it feels bigger than Yun country. But why is there no one there? Jiang Chen laughed. This world is a treasure land. Practicing in it for a year and 6 months is equivalent to one day outside. You can practice here with peace of mind. By the time you achieve the martial emperor realm, less than a year may have passed in the outside world. Hiss. Sokyun Li took a breath of cold air. This place is so good? Master Jiang Chen, you gave me such a great place to use directly. I really can't repay you enough. Jiang Chen patted Sokyun Li on the shoulder. It's okay, just keep copying the treasure every day, and it will be done. After saying that, Jiang Chen threw all the materials for the 7th turn of 8-9 profound art to Sokyun Li. You know, these are all the materials from the 1st to the 7th turn, and the excess is piled up into a mountain. Sokyun Li? So many materials? Even if I copy 10 every day, it will take a long time. If it were in the outside world, it would probably take 100 years to copy them all, right? Wait, suddenly, Sokyun Li realized something. If I copy things here for a year and a half, is that equivalent to one day in the outside world? This means that my output has increased several times, but I always feel like something is wrong. Lord Jiang Chen asked me to come to this world, but it seems it's not for cultivation. Right. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.